Okay, so today as we approach the final stretch of this whole season where we only have like maybe 10 or 12 days left, I always forget exactly when it's going to land, or it sort of tells you in here when it gets close. But the reality is that what we're doing has worked to a degree, but we can't win a high enough percentage of games, which I would probably postulate that nothing I do would allow me to win really a high enough percentage of games. But you know, it's just not quite going to be top tier, but I'll still give it a shot. So I'm going to remake some of my decks and just make a fresh new one for all 8 of them. So all the formats are obviously still intact. Like, it's free to play, it's the first playthrough. Like, generally I don't look stuff up or take advice, whatever. Sometimes people will give it anyway, but you know, I don't do anything. But it just shows you, I can't even make a strategy deck, assuming those are even top tier, which they're probably not the best decks, right? But you can't even make those. There's not a single one that I can make in the whole collection. So that should tell you right there that yes, I have some very good cards, double dark matter, dragon fruit, etc., but it's not quite the top tier, right? That's all I'm saying. So for my standard, it should still be good enough to get you there, like to rank 50, but I just don't see it. And the whole fallacy too will be like, oh well, it's because you're at a higher rank now, 31, that you're facing tougher matchups. But that actually has nothing to do with it, because the matchmaking is so busted that you could be a rank 10 and you're playing rank 40s, and you know, it doesn't matter. You're still facing variable ranks, so that's not even the issue. It's just the fact that I'm losing stars every time I lose a game that gets me kind of stuck in place. When another barrier zombie hurts a zombie hero, it does 2 damage more to that enemy. Another berry. See, that would require too much synergy for it to really be good, but it's not badly statted. Yeah, let me just make a fresh deck with each of these. Yeah, it's, you know, obviously it's been a free-to-play run, no crafting run. We still are doing this permadeath rotation of the heroes, like where if I lose as a hero, I have to play as every other one until like I have to play as every other one and lose before I rotate back. So you can never play like 2 games in a row after a loss with the same hero. So we're just gonna make it fresh. Nothing is really too notable there that we got. In fact, nothing was really new at all aside from that. So yeah, let's just make a new one with each one. I won't even bother with the namesake or anything. Or it could basically be the same as what we were just doing. Why would it be Green Shadow 1 though? Don't we already have that? Like, I guess we named all of them. Yeah, let's think objectively. Like, let's use certain criteria. Like, a bean would be bad because you would need some sort of bean synergy, right? And I'm not going to have that, so it's not worth it. So the goal of this deck is to last as long as possible, and so none of this stuff really matters, where, you know, it's got to not be some sort of synergistic thing that you're looking for. So, oh, you could do a banana synergy, but I don't have enough bananas. You could do a bean synergy, but I don't have enough beans. So we'll go with one of each of these just to sort of show that, okay, we can survive the early game with all of this, right? This can be good. So this is going to be similar. This thing is sometimes overrated, but sometimes it's also very good. So I'm not sure. And that can be good because of the team up. This we don't have enough synergy for. Right, the way that we've seen so many decks use the freeze thing. This one was in there almost just as a gimmick for the effect. So I have almost too many 1-cost cards. This thing is kind of pointless because I'm not really going to buff it too much. That thing I don't use enough Ps to do. This is a good card, obviously. Let me just kind of go with my instinct here of what we're looking at, and then I can always change it later. This one, Bounce a Gravestone, draw a card. I find this a little bit too expensive. Right, like it could be a grave mistake to put it in there. The Ice P I typically don't like because of its statting, but it can sometimes be good. Let me just think, like, what could I conceivably put in here? I'm just gonna end up putting everything. This is only in here because it's amphibious, and I don't really have too many amphibious things in there. You could almost see, this is the problem, like you could almost start to build the ice thing, but would that really be good enough? Like... Wait a sec, I didn't even know I had that. I could almost do it, but the problem is I don't have enough of all those cards. Should I maybe do a degenerate ice shit? Like, we have 4 of these. I do actually have maybe more than I realized. This is the same one, right? It's just one of those, like, best case scenario things. Like, if it doesn't work out... Let me see what I was doing with this one anyway, but... That's what I mean. Like, you would need some sort of synergy like that. Otherwise, 100 PN against double strike. It's not really worth it, though. It's too weak of a statted play. We'll do one of those, one of those. This thing I arguably never even used properly, or really get maximum value out of. This thing I don't really like to use when a plant hurts a zombie hero. That one doesn't even really feel worth it. This is going to bounce one of your own plants, which you don't really want. That shows you right there, like the number of copies that I have. Right, would show you that I don't have, that I haven't disenchanted stuff, obviously. 4 mana, 5/2 is okay. This is okay. This is all amphibious plants get +1/+1, which I don't even have too many. This card seems sort of overrated, right? +1/+1 is kind of shit, where like it's two separate things that's not really worth 4. Repeat moss, we don't really have enough tricks to justify that. This is okay. Maybe this is a good style to do, like where I just have 1 copy of each thing. Right, where this actually doesn't look like a bad deck if you look at the curve. Maybe I'll try this and I'll try the ice one and see which one does better, but I'm still alternating between all the heroes too at the same time. So, you know, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 cost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 cost. Like, I have too many low cost cards. I would put in. I don't really want a second one of that though. Let's just make it a little more top heavy. 38. So like, what else even is there though? Like maybe 1 more for the leafy, 1 more for the card draw or something. Okay, I'm not really too impressed with that. Let's make sort of a pseudo ice deck and see if that would actually make sense, because I have more of these cards than what I realize. Right, you're trying to literally slow the pace of the game down, but there's no guarantee of that. Like 2 of those, 4 of these. One of those, like you would want more of that. So if you did it that way, that's 15 out of 40 cards, right? All to do with ice. Then you would want some of the top heavy stuff as well. Right, this. Maybe only 1 of those, because that tends to not even be that good. So now it'll be some of the same shit anyway. So you're not really doing it purely for that, but you might get the ice synergy is kind of the idea. So you feel like it's sort of just incomplete. You should arguably have like more, you know, more removal type shit. You know, you might even question why I have this stupid ass thing in there, but or what I'm not doing is environments at all, which is sometimes important to have just because it's important to have because of the simple fact that just to override their environments more so than anything else. So you don't really have enough. Well, you have 4 of those. You know, this is some lame attempt at a synergy that's not really even going to be there, but I don't know what I'm really even trying to do with this. I made 2 decks there, which we could try. I don't know how I'm going to really decide which one to use when. I don't know. I'm not really feeling too motivated to fucking even build this. Like, it's not going to be that different. It's the same shit that I'm using anyway. Maybe every episode. Yeah, I don't feel like doing this. Every episode I'll do like 1 new deck for somebody. I'm not going to do them all right now. So let me just look at who I was playing as last, and that'll be the new edition that we did today. I'm just too lazy to even bother doing it. But the thing is, it's not going to make that big of a difference. That's what I... You know, but I'm not winning consistently with what I'm doing, so I kind of have to do it. This is going to be... I hate this when I have to watch ads on my own fucking channel. So yeah, we'll go with that. I'll sort of... I guess I'll use the ice one, because the other one is kind of too similar to what I'm doing anyway. Right, there's nothing really novel about it. But no, I guess I had a few more of those ice-related cards than I realized, but not enough, really. But again, the goal is only to drag the game out, and then you play Dark Matter Dragonfruit, and then, oh, you win because of that. Right, something along those lines. We lost as Super Brains, and we lost as We lost to Super Brains and we lost to some other plant here, like Green Shadow. So we're going to do... Oh, so how great. We made the deck for Green Shadow, but now we can't even use it for a while because we have to go to Solar Flare. I don't know. I would still stand by these, but some little minor improvement might help, but it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. They're at least very conceptually consistent with like how I play them too. Just, you know, you're going to go full aggro. You're going to commit to something really hard. And so these ones can be a big surprise to the opponent because you're able to do it in such a way that it doesn't matter how good their value is. You can just kind of rush them down before that. But, and again, I shouldn't fear a rank 44 matchup, but you're not really even seeing these consistently still. Maybe there's a higher likelihood at this rate, at this level, but it does feel sort of just totally random. You don't really even have much healing aspect here. It's just kind of there as a 2-2 static play. You might argue that, oh, you should always play on the furthest left lane as aggro, but you know they're going to play there, so... Or, I mean, they already would have played there, too, so... Right, so there's a certain bias I have towards playing in the second lane. Or that makes even more sense as zombies because you're kind of forcing their hand then too. Like, do they want to play that in the furthest left lane, which has a certain priority to it? You have the ability to go here. Again, just go full aggro. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm not going to beat them in the long game because they're going to have some crazy synergy and I'm not. So that's what I have to realize. Everybody fucking loves that card, dude. He's going a little bit hard in, though, where he's, like, overcommitting, and, you know, I may or may not be able to deal with it, but... Like, what if I just ignore that lane now? Like, he's a 0-3, and I'm just never going to do anything, so... I could double Berry Blast the bitch, but then he'll get buffed, I guess. I don't care about tricks even costing one less, per se. We'll go here. Like, go ahead, spam your tricks as much as you want. This is a meta card. This is how I'm going to have to win. Like, every card I conjure is going to have to be something really meta and common that otherwise I wouldn't have. Right, that everybody always uses. That's cute, but I mean, again, you're getting in the danger zone if you're him. Like, you're letting me get kind of too much damage in. I can do 6 right now alone just from the Berry Blast combo. And this dude's gonna do 2. The problem here is where it just becomes that I can't get damage in because I'm kind of like... I can't get damage in because of the simple fact that you're able to have too many minions out there to block. So he's not doing a good job dealing with my board. Or how are we getting a rank 44 to concede like that? They're not even doing anything. Like, what kind of shitty deck must he be using? That's what I mean. Like, how does that seem like a win? Nothing about that. He doesn't know I have double Berry Blast, 6 damage in my hand either. He just couldn't deal with my board, I guess, the whole game. Now we'll lose to a rank 18. This is how random and dumb shit this experience has been. You just have to do it in an incremental way. Like, if I just get to rank 33 today, then I can get rank 35 tomorrow, then I can still do it. But I've just been stuck around here for a while. And again, it has nothing to do with the exact rank itself. But that's actually probably pretty worth it, I guess. Although, not really, because... Whatever. It's like too slow of a play. If I have nothing else to play, I can understand it, but... And now we'll do this, which again is not really a synergistic thing. It's just there just to be there. You know, you just gotta not worry about what they're doing, even though I kind of just did that because I should have done the Astro Shroom instead then. The overshoot is annoying. They can also buff it. They can also play something on it. Midway 6 ton. Let's just do it anyway. That is always a good effect. You get the bullseye on top of it as well. They only have 3 brains to work with. It's just when they have a lot of removal that it can get really annoying. Right, but then again, it's kind of good too because it gives you more room to play stuff, but that card is often very good value too. Just number of times it destroys something actually way bigger, you know, like up to 6/6 is really impressive. Do you have, you could just do that. I mean, in a weird way, it feels worth it because you are killing that stupid ass thing. Right, that could get out of hand later. And it probably throws off whatever he was expecting to happen, at least trading into the Astro Shroom. It's +3/+1. I don't really care too much even about that. You think maybe these little fucking candy buffs are a little bit too common, dude? That's what happens in a game like this, especially when there's so few cards, is you'll see too many of the same ones in a nauseating amount. So there we would want to set up to trade something. And the reason why is because you don't really have much of a choice of what else I can do. So as long as he lets me trade that in, I'm at least happy with that. So it's actually a pretty reasonable spot to be in. That won't actually even matter though, the 2 damage there, so fuck it. Yeah, the Astro Shroom itself is fucking god level if it sticks around, but it's not the kind of thing you would expect to do that. So we should do like this plus this maybe, depending where he plays things. See, like, why would you even do that in a situation like that? That maybe wasn't the best idea, but depends where we get that. So that'll stay alive. He has 0 brains left. And we are presenting lethal, but I just thought maybe it could fuck up somehow. Okay, this is all we need. Give me a couple, again, give me a 5-game win streak, then I can lose 5 in a row, and it's fine. That even with a 1-to-1 ratio, you can still, instead of a win streak abuser, now I'm going to be like a rank abuser. The fact that it protects you at every rank, like, you know, if you get to 32, then it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get pushed back to 31. So that's all we have to do. Again, I'm not a big fan of the Berry Blast situation, but it's a case where you would have to do it if you didn't have that. You gotta rush him down quickly. He might have Bad Moon Rising. I don't know what else really Super Brains plays for that much. They could have a lot of removal and other shit. At least we didn't have to do the Berry Blast play, I guess. Whatever we get from that can always be super impactful, but in this case, it's obviously not. So look at him gearing up, but he's kind of being a little bit too slow. And so if you can do that, you can obviously... Okay, I wouldn't mind doing this. You always want to play really just more things rather than, you know, something stronger a little bit, which, again, the whole healing aspect isn't even... Look at him just fucking spam tricking the shit out of this, dude. And imagine having the balls not to try to block something here. Like, that would have been an efficient play. You would have blocked this, and some of these people are just playing stupidly. You can tell I'm a fucking aggro degenerate face roll clown. So I already have the 6 damage kill potential here just with I already have the 6 damage Berry Blast to the face. If I can just, there's arguably a reason to just do it already now, but I won't. I'll go with the Astro-Kato damage, and then I'll allow you to basically try to get you that low naturally, but it's not really happening. Even if you just get that 5 damage in from the Astro-Kato, I just auto win, assuming, well, now the block meter itself is going to oh, okay. Well, I guess we got a little lucky with that other hit, though. Yeah, no, that's all I need to do is just, as long as he doesn't heal, like literally right now. Right, it's already over. Look at Solar Flare fucking pop off here. Let Solar Flare cook. Under the rays of her own fucking sunlight. I mean, see, it's just so incidental. It's totally like random. You just go on a random streak like this. Maybe certain times of day, certain periods in the month and the season are better or worse for you, but again, the ranks of the players that you're playing are not very indicative of anything because it's all over the place. So it's kind of hard to read into it. I'll certainly do this guy. This guy's always good value, but not really that big of a deal. It's the second turn that's really important. If I just get something I can play, which most of the cards in my deck are pretty low cost, so it's very unfortunate that I wasn't able to do that. I'd be willing to do this on almost anything, but I guess not that because it doesn't even have a value to it. An attack value. So everybody's using some of the same shit. Yeah, I would lose this game just because of that turn, because I didn't have a 2 cost to play, so I would just lose for that reason alone. Makes no fucking sense, but would it let you do this like with... No, I guess you make the thing with team up, but this, it doesn't have a team up itself. But here I'm getting a bit too low myself, and it's gonna be hard to deal with what they're doing, so again, one turn like that can fuck you over and cause you to lose just on its own because of the simple fact that you have this overshoot that's really fucking me over. So I would still continue to ignore this guy, but I can't really afford to do it. And this is where it sucks too, just where you have to deal with what they're doing too much. You can just sort of try to beat into that a little bit, but again, the overshoot is very strong. Just as a, how much does it cost? It's a 2 mana. This is my fucking weakness, always losing to fucking DDR, whether it be in a story game or otherwise. Okay, dude, okay. Actually, the -1 would be the sort of thing that would normally work, but the reason why it doesn't work is because untrickable doesn't mean it can't be targeted, it just means it can't be affected, period. So that is a little bit different. All right, so even AoEs and stuff don't work on there, I guess, which is a little bit surprising, but I do like it. As somebody who loves mechanics like that, I just don't have too many cards with that myself. In fact, I don't have any cards that have that. I just have ones that make it cost more to play tricks, like the football guy. Yeah, even that's fine. We won 3. Now if I lose 1, then I could win 2, then lose 1, then win 2. Like, you can still do it, but it was a good showing by Solar Flare, though. And it was especially good because, again, some of those opponents were pretty tough. We may go rank 44 resign and shit. It's just... It's amazing the impact that the block meter actually has, though, and it triggers me even more now than normal. Okay, so we'll go Infinity. I'll kind of just work my way back to sort of the same point. Hopefully we get to Green Channel, but hopefully we don't, because that means I'd be on a win streak, so it's fine. Okay, what the fuck is this, dude? When you're finally winning something, then they're gonna fucking cuck you with matchups. It's not like their matchmaking is very selective. Just give me a rank 50, I don't care. Let's see where everybody's at here. 45, he is getting close. But unlike me, they're not doing a permadeath challenge, or maybe who knows what they could be doing, but you know, they're not playing for as high stakes here as I am. Okay, rank 25. It's really hard to read into the ranks, so you never know really what the fuck you're dealing with. I should almost save this for when I'm guaranteed to be able to do it, but I'll just do it anyway. Fuck it. Like, the likelihood of them being able to really deal with that is pretty low, but I guess they just did. So now I'll lose the game because of that, because I, you know, could have saved it, but then it wouldn't have been a good curve play anyway to do. You would have had to wait till like turn 3. So what you can do now is you can obviously save the little Conga damage for later. It at least made them do something a little uncomfortable there, where they now don't have a turn 2 play. That's what would indicate like a loss more than anything else. Is like, oh, if you just do a turn where you just don't do anything, even though you might say that's suited for certain decks, it's not good because you get to, I don't know why you would exactly play it there, just because you think it's going to stay alive, so. We have the buff, we have the overshoot, we have this, but I almost don't want to do that. When a mushroom is destroyed, I don't know if that actually works the way I think. I guess there's no way to really know for sure what's gonna happen here. Like what it's gonna kill or what else he's gonna summon. Oh, does it say even in that lane? Okay, that would be 5, and it would even be strike through. But he's gonna have removal for it shortly. I don't know what they're playing at though. They're playing sort of so slow and not doing anything. So we're just gonna farm the bots that are clearly more active today than normal. Here you get kind of a little fucked because, but then again, okay. At least we trade into it, but there's really not much you can ever do about the star fruit. I was even saying like, oh, we get fucked over a little bit because we end up doing it in such a way that arguably you should put that farther along when you know you're going to pop the block meter itself. Right, where that could have given me lethal maybe there. Because now you're going to put the 3-1, you're going to put the 1-1. And so let's see what we can do. This dude has survived fucking a lot. The man in the arena fact here, where he survives the AoE, he survives this. Alright, so now you're gonna pop the thing. He's down to 4, and he's gonna somehow make a miraculous comeback now, which wouldn't surprise me because this is where they're gonna have some big play. Everybody gets bullseye as well, or at least one of them does. So that in itself is extremely dangerous. Okay. Fuck. Or no, I won't even let you have that satisfaction. I'll still do even this to get. Oh, maybe not. Now I'm actually gonna lose because I just burned out of my hand. So I played it pretty much exactly the right way, but it just doesn't matter. So the AoE could sort of surprise them and get me in a little bit of damage, but it won't be enough. Right, so I'm still gonna lose. Okay, well, that's actually good though, because you'll still trade into it. Look at this. Look what a fucking stupid ass loss this is gonna be. Yeah, now summon something with like 2 health in front of it, and then let me they're gonna obviously have a way to deal with that, or that works, I guess. Or that's too strong. Now you're suddenly gonna have a freeze mechanic that you otherwise wouldn't have. Like, what the fuck, dude? Somehow I feel like this is gonna serve me well later, though. Well, it's gonna like surprise him when he least expects it. Then I'll get lethal because of it, even as dumb as that seems. Right, that alone could provide me lethal if it just goes left and right. It'll give me 2 right there. And then now I'll summon something more, and then I'll use the AoE, and then I'll win because of that, or I'll bounce it. It's not gonna work though. They're just gonna have straight up removal. Like, when does Nightcap have that shit even in there? Okay, yeah, like that. We could just bounce the shit. Just bounce the shit. Do that too, I don't give a shit. Look at that though, look at that. I mean, we're putting up the best fight that we can here. He gets Dark Matter Dragon Fruit. He gets all kind of shit. This shows you the power of aggro right here. We'll get 3 aggro decks in a row, too. Even if I lose this, I get Combustible next. Maybe it's just the fault of the other decks that I have. I have 5 mid-range-ish decks, like Super Brains with Bad Moon Rising, Green Shadow with Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, the Smash with whatever, the Nurses and stuff, and Wall Knight with whatever shit that he has, which really isn't very top-end, but still, it's sort of slow. And then who else? The Yeti, which is similar to the Smash. So we have 5 of those kind of decks and 3 aggro decks. So it's really the aggro that you have to take advantage of, because I'm not going to have the top end, top heavy sort of value that you really need to have here. So that's obviously a very good play. This is actually what won me the game, the stupid ass infinity clones, right? Like, you literally lost to this because of the fact that I didn't have enough damage coming in otherwise. So that's a good start right there. You have the strike through, you have the Conga zombie. Maybe I shouldn't have even done that, but I don't know what I'd really be saving this for. The Conga zombie, at least you're saving the 1 damage for potentially something. Oh, here we go. He's gonna have fucking... Or no, that's not the... It just looks like the one that has to do with the ice. Would it really be worth it to do that? I don't really want to do it. But we would have the leftover mana anyway, so I may consider it, or I may just consider doing it to the face, or I may consider killing something else in a different lane if they try to block me. It would probably be more operative, more like even something that they would put here. Move a zombie to this lane. Oh no, it buffs that though, not even this. I don't really feel compelled to do it, actually. I don't really give a shit. Even as dumb as that seems. We'll get in 4 more. And then the cowboy alone could almost kill your dumb ass. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of that, I guess if you get rid of something else, it'll reward me and it'll at least kill that. Maybe that was a bit of a greedy player. It'll kill both. It'll kill both. It'll pop your stupid ass block meter. It'll still kill both. I mean, it'll die, but that might not have been the best thing, but they overcommitted a lot, at least, to doing that. Okay, dude. So we have this same situation where we get them super low all the time, and in so doing, we get to, you know, now we struggle to finish them off. You could go for a big play like that, but you'd rather go for like a multi-play here. Gravestone, and then we'll surprise them like with this. With the Conga zombie's ability to sort of nuke that. So we'll get 5 damage in from that alone. But of course I won't, because they'll play something there. Yeah, maybe I should have killed that because I'm such a lazy clown. But no, this will at least get you in 2 damage. And I am going to get pretty low here myself. Can I just get in like 3 more damage? But again, the stupid ass block meter comes to play again. So arguably you could certainly say I should have done that other thing, but we'll give everything 2 attack. Should probably just do it here then. Right, I don't often take advantage of the water aspect, but if he doesn't get the block meter, I'd kill him. If he does get the block meter, I'd kill him. I'm not going to die, though. That's the thing. I'm not going to die. So now I could get lucky with that if I don't trigger the block meter itself. But I will, because this game is fun and interactive. That's really what it comes down to. If the block meter triggered, it's over. I'm not going to be able to win. Right? It'll be too late. So you're literally just getting RNG dumb luck. That mechanic is fucking shit, dude. I don't care what anybody says. That mechanic and the fact that this is on mobile are the 2 things that ruin this game, despite how good it is in other ways. I wouldn't even say the continued development, because that's sort of subjective. Like, you wouldn't have known that that was going to happen. So, like, in the inherent state, originally when they first designed it, like, oh, this is a good game, it has a nice sense of personality and style and blah blah blah, and it's fun, you know. But oh, why is it on mobile only? Why isn't it on PC? Like, as far as full screen, proper optimization, that was a dumb decision. So I can't be surprised that it didn't do as well as it could have. And then also, I'm not surprised by the fact that also the fucking block meter is just cancer and everybody hates it. Again, you can get the superpower some other way. On like a fixed turn, every 3 turns you get one, or every whatever, the amount of damage you do. Even if it's the amount of damage you take, it should still... Yeah, look at that top heavy fucking infinity deck that we apparently have, because that shit was fucking bonkers. What kind of a hand is that? But the plants always do get the defensive chance here, right? Like, he gets to put something... It's a little different. So arguably it's preferable to play aggro as plants, because they put something down first and then you get to play around it, for the simple fact that you're able to, you know, like, I put that down, now he can just block it. Whereas if I was him, I couldn't do that. He could put it here and then I'm sort of screwed. It's so weird that he would do that. What is going on today? Even when I'm winning, I'm not satisfied, because it's either dumb luck or it's like, it's it's either dumb luck or it's because people are playing badly and just making obvious mistakes. Like, why would you try? Maybe just that bullseye thing bothers you so much, or and even that's a favorable trade for me, so I don't mind it. And again, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, these are definitely bots or something. Like, why wouldn't you freeze that and get the free trade? Because, oh, it's gonna stop damage to the face, I guess, but I don't know. Even when I lose games, I'll criticize my opponent, like, or even when I win, like, oh, you could have won if you just did this. You just go face there. I could have done the Konga zombie, but there was no like good follow-up play with it. It's not a bad spot, but it seems like their hand is a little too full. You can't underestimate him because he's rank 15, or even because he's making seemingly these clown plays. This game is so important because if we win this, we get finally over a little hump here that we've been at. And so it's very, very important. Okay, pop the stupid ass block meter. Go ahead. Now when I want them to do it, it won't do it. Imagine using fucking Torchwood, that dog shit card. Alright, there's no environment. You go here with the deadly. I don't really care about the ice thing though. I mean, I don't even care about the 1 damage, although it could have popped their little ice block shit here. Alright, that's still fine. You'll get the little okay, at least I'm talking shit about the Torchwood. That's not a bad play. Alright, so you'll trade in on both of these on the left side here. You'll pop the block meter, so now we have to get in 7 damage. Where we always get them low, but then we can never finish them off. And so now it's going to be very tight. It's very hard to get value from this guy where you make both of the 1/1s, because don't be the 2/4. Okay. And mine will actually still even survive. That's how shitty the Torchwood is, that you could even buff it like that. So we'll go 4, 5, 6, I guess. We get the little ping damage here. They have 4 cards in their hand. They're measly rank 15. So how could they? It could just be that they don't play a lot, just like I was doing before, with respect to, you know. Now the block meter is going to end up saving them from inevitable defeat. Or maybe not. Or I guess it didn't matter. Or now we can at least save them from that. Or you actually grab that shit. Move a zombie gets +1. Didn't really matter too much. So now they're going to get surprised. Like, they'll think, oh, the block meter is going to save me. But now they'll buff this shit up is the problem. If you buff this fucker, I'm screwed. You know, you might have won that game expressly because of that one. That is like a very meta-ish card, right? Where you're able to do something guaranteed every game that's going to have impact, that could counter them at that exact, like this is the kind of good value card that's kind of boring in a way because everybody would probably use it, or it's just too convenient and too 100% value all the time. It's never a bad thing. But that was a very good psychological thing to do, because since I did that, now it feels like, oh, we could still do it, even if it's going to be really annoying and really time consuming. That always proves that I'm not hard stuck at rank 31 forever. And again, I'm not worried about the matchups, because you just got, especially now, I don't give a shit because, you know, fuck it, dude. You know that you're gonna get fucked by the thing anyway. I'll still do it because there's never gonna be a time later where I get to do it, really, so I just have to hope he can't deal with that. Like, you know, if you can't be rank 46s now, then what can you do? And the reality is that you're also able to consider the fact that we just got to a new rank, so it doesn't matter even if I lose this one. So I'm pretty happy about that. See, if I just keep up this pace. Now, if I get to rank 35 today, then 37 tomorrow, and I keep up that pace, I can totally do it. Okay, that will be unfortunate. And it hits your face, too, which actually makes this card kind of nuts. Right, the amount of damage this actually does to you can be a little bit out of control. But I'm going to ignore it because I'm an aggro clown. But also, it would kill it if I hit your face, but you won't let me. No, the plants always get to be reactive. I'm surprised you would play like that. I'm really surprised you... Okay, dude. This guy is okay. +2/+2 when a plant or zombie is frozen. I like that. When a plant or zombie is frozen, so it would even punish their decks for doing it. Like... Okay, we may just have to fuck off out of here. As much as I like to go face, you cannot allow that shit to stick around. Evolution, when the evolution is worse than what you were using in the first place. But nice meta effect, dude. Just hard counter everything I fucking do. You can bounce this fucker because he's never gonna let me kill it, evidently. Yeah, this one's gonna be probably a pretty clear loss. It's like when they're beating me on the health and the board, like what am I even supposed to do here? I don't care. I won't even do anything because you know he's just gonna save that no matter what I do. Just make it untrickable too. Fuck it. Like clearly I'm gonna get fucked this game. You can just tell. That thing gets out of hand so fucking fast. They're abusing all my psychological weaknesses and PTSD. The fact that I lost to a Triceratops in Arctic Survival Evolved first fight through Permadeath, and the fact that I lost to DDR in my other fucking one. That would actually be a pretty good play, though. The fact that I lost to DDR and Danganronpa, and the fact that I lost to the other shit here. Oh, look at this. Fuck off. It'll still be good, though. Despite what a bad situation I'm in, almost seems like I've given up. We have the perfect play right there, because we'll still trade into there. So even though we have 1 HP and he has bullseye to finish my dumbass off, you could just do this if you thought that... This will be okay, I guess. I mean, it's very easy for them to just summon a couple things here. But yeah, those are the two moments I keep bringing up. You know, that just happened a couple months ago, and then the Danganronpa one we lost in, like, 2022. I sort of miss story games a little bit. Oh, that has bullseye, too. Story games, that's one thing I definitely haven't had time to do. And yeah, this series, this moment in the series of this final Permadeath challenge has made me almost want to give up my normal schedule and just do whatever I feel like, but that way I can commit to, like, one series, the way that I'm doing here. Because I stream every day anyway, so it'll be like, okay, every day I just do the same thing. You know, Infinity is still a champion even in defeat. Infinity and Solar Flare just literally saved this whole run, because it's not even about that exact moment of getting to 32. It's just like, I was almost feeling like it wasn't going to happen. Now that gives me at least second life to, you know, make it feel like, okay, maybe I can do it. But I would have to get to at least like 33, 34 here right now to give me, you know, I only have like 10 days left now. It's already the 3rd, right? So yeah, I assume it's like 10 days. So if you get 2 ranks a day, you could do it, but I'm already behind. But this is also going to be full on aggro, so this is the good point where you're able to do like 3 aggro decks in a row. Then I have to do 5 mid-range decks in a row, and that's where I get maybe fucked over, but it doesn't matter really. Like, I'm gonna force myself to do what I have to do in terms of you know, I'm gonna force myself to. We have a 9 damage fucking lethal potential coming in. This is actually so good too, actually, in terms of most people will let them get themselves that low, and then they won't expect you to ever be able to finish them off without the board. So it's like I could do a turn 6 kill just with this fucking triple bear, as long as the block meter doesn't save them, right? But yeah, is there a mechanic like that? Like, your tricks have bullseye, so like if I did that, it wouldn't add to his block meter. Like a minion that would say that. That could be a good mechanic that they could have added later in an expansion if they were so inclined. None of these plays are really good here, and so you have the ability to just do that. And so yeah, we literally have a 9 damage Berry Blast OTK combo, and if we just get them to 9 and get their block meter down, fuck, it didn't quite work the way I thought, but they would never expect it. That's the point. They would never see it coming. But the math isn't really going to add up here either, so I shouldn't really worry about it, especially with that. I won't get the Leafy Synergy, so I'm just kind of fucked up here. Now I'm going to be a bit too greedy, like when I should. I'll get in more damage just by doing it this way. Right, I'll hit you for 4. Even if you kill the stupid ass mushroom, that won't even kill anything. So I mean, I still have a 6 damage OTK combo, which is not really much of anything, but that was a good enough damage right there. Little unfortunate trigger of the block meter. I just need like one more good solid hit. Even the act of killing both of these would do it for you. I might do this, or okay. He's not even letting me have my Berry Blast satisfaction, dude. Alright, combustible, you want to carry me to 33? No, I definitely underestimated this, but it's not that big of a surprise given what I am working with, but that's been true the whole series. So I shouldn't be, you know, I shouldn't expect any different. You got a 1, 3, give me a 2. It's always this fucking Berry Blast at the 2 cost. Like, do I not have any other 2 cost cards besides Berry Blast? That's almost what it feels like sometimes. You know, he can always react to it. Or no, he can't react to it. So I guess maybe as the plants, I should play on the left flank, because I could have done it and there was nothing he could have done about it. Right? It makes more sense to think about it that way with the other. Okay, that would be actually worth it to get. Well, I can't even stop them though. But now it's kind of worth it because you play the chest on top of the chest. So I don't know what to make of it. Very rarely will I do that. In fact, that's one of the defining tenets of this whole deck, is the simple fact that you're able to not really realize that you're not trying to waste your stuff on minions. Right, don't waste your tricks on minions if you can go face, because this deck is all about going face. And it really is that singular, like you gotta get them low quickly. This is environment basis, this is here. That thing does get out of control in a way that I don't like. But let's just ignore it because I'm a total fucking clown. Right, because whatever value they're gonna get from that shouldn't matter. Right, it should be over by that. That's how you have to think. The pace of this game can be really jacked out, where you're able to basically just finish them off. Okay, dude. But see, was that really an efficient play when you're doing it on one thing? And now you would still play something there, I guess, just to try to get rid of it, but you know, this gourmet shit is gonna save him, and there's nothing I can do about it, or I should have done something about it. 100 gourmet card, but see, it wouldn't matter to you as much. Zombie next door, untrickable. I don't know why I did it even like that, just because of the cost aspect. like I couldn't do 2-3 costs, so I didn't know what to do otherwise. Dahlia Hawthorne looking chick over here. Not me next door on Triggable, but joke's on you because I don't really have too many tricks. Maybe I didn't do that exactly right, but this is still okay. That could be a good finisher, even though I don't typically like it. And of course, it just means that your opponent can't. Or no, yeah, by plant trick. So it's like the best case in all worlds. Even better than in most games because... like, normally it would be like either unaffected by tricks overall, including your own, so you wouldn't be able to buff it either, like in Hearthstone, or even like in Magic, like okay, you can target it, but they can't. But even beyond that, this game does something better that no other game does, which is that even AoE effects that don't directly target it still don't affect it, right? Which is a little bit weird, right? That's not normally how it works. So you have 6 damage already. And so now you should probably win, but I don't know exactly how to guarantee it. They're gonna pull some shit out of their ass here. Right, like would they really be able to deal with that or what? You gotta still get down to 1 from the 3-3 even if they deal with the 6-5. And we'll be setting up to do the triple attack. So I should have it, but deadly doesn't even matter too much. You at least saved yourself from the damage. 1 fucking HP, but with this stupid ass block meter. Or maybe not. See, that's what you don't know. RNG, internal RNG in a card game. Fun and interactive experience. I mean, look, dude. If I don't do it, I don't do it. I don't know what to tell you. This is the turn, like if I can't win. Just dumb luck. Dumb luck the game. Because again, if that would have triggered the block meter, I might have been fucked the whole way, or I forget how that works with the 3 bonus attacks though. You would have still kept doing it, wouldn't you? I keep wondering about the interaction, but I haven't seen it. Like, it'll trigger it, but then you'll still get the 2 attacks. It won't count like the way it does with Team Up, where like both things will attack and it'll both get absorbed by the block meter. I forget exactly. Okay, so rank 23 clown over here. Imagine being rank 20, even though that's what I was the entire fucking playthrough up till now. But it just shows you clearly I could have done this all along if I, to an extent, if I had just played a little bit more. Okay, I'd rather do this actually, and the reason why is because, well, let's see if they would have had removal for it. It seems like a waste, but you're able to, I could have done Berry Blast, but I'd rather actually play something. Okay, fine, dude, fine. It seems like a waste, but I just don't want to hold anything back here with respect to, okay, we'll go here. Yeah, let me try to maybe start doing that, because the zombies already played. So the best they could do is use removal. They wouldn't be able to, well, normally, they wouldn't be able to play anything there. Copy, health attack another zombie. Okay, let's just have Combustible carry us all the way here. But see, that's all it takes is a couple good little streaks that wouldn't really be worth it unless you play something else like that. Then again, for the curve purpose, maybe it will be good. It seems dumb, but just like when else am I gonna play it though? Right, like it's such an awkward cost. Why would I play a 3 cost and then not be able to do anything else? It seems kind of like a waste. That wasn't a very good value card, but it's arguable that I shouldn't even have that in there, but sometimes it will help you a lot. Like it'll get rid of 3 or 4 1 health things, especially when you're not trying to use removal yourself. And so now you're able to do this, or yeah, I mean the conjuration is still worth it. So now, is this worth it because you get to, I don't have another play and you'll still get in the 2 damage to the face, but I often don't worry about the board too much with this deck, but in this case I have to because I have very little out there. Do you have the ability to Okay, that's cute, but you don't actually have anything there at all. We got to start getting you a little bit low. When it gets this late, it starts to feel a little bit worrisome. You got the 5-3. No reason to worry about it. Go here. I like this kind of whole mechanic, though, with the, you know, punishing them for playing tricks. So I have this card in my collection normally. I have Dark Matter Dragon Fruit. I have the other dude. He'll still do the 2 damage to you, though, right? He should. Fuck. As his, like, little death rattle. Now we could buff this, but it doesn't seem like this grape is just going to be the whole fucking... Yeah, sour grapes. It's literally me about having to do this whole fucking experience. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But that means he must not have a plan to remove it, so I'm going to actually go all in with that. Right, because if he did have a way to remove it, why would he even bother doing that? Or maybe I should have done this, so then you're sort of splitting the focus, but I guess it was only a 1-1, so it wouldn't have been a very high priority target. So everything will trade in here. So with 6 brains, you would think they would have another way to do this. Like another way to deal with this. What? What the fuck? I'm just dead from that alone. How did that even happen? Okay, that was a little bit random and unexpected. That's where Bullseye can get out of hand, because normally you'd be expected to be saved by the stupid ass block meter itself. Let's do the Yeti. Now here we're gonna go on a bad streak. That might actually be what it's about. A lot of these slower decks aren't as good, and they don't have as much of a real win condition. I mean, the aggro decks don't have a win condition at all, but they don't really need one because you're just rushing them down. Not like, oh, we have Bad Moon Rising, but it doesn't actually work or something. You know, I don't actually get to play it, or I don't get it on time. It's too kind of insular. Whereas aggro is just like make the best of what you have. Even there we had a pretty good chance, but... Yeah, that was at least a good productive session. Will this be the first rank 50 that I beat? Because I think it probably... I've only played like one before on the ladder. Or he's so good that the game is actually broken. And this would actually piss me off if it counts as like a disconnect win, because... Or a disconnect loss. Like, what is this, bro? Even the game can't handle its own shitty matchmaking. Like, how can you be playing a rank 50? He's just lag switching us out, but like, why does it matter? What the fuck is this, dude? What the fuck is this? Are you serious? What am I supposed to do? Like, relaunch the game in the middle of a... I've never seen this happen before. When the game itself tries to sabotage you. I could like relaunch, but I feel like that would be a concession too. It doesn't matter, we're just losing like the 1 star. But I maybe shouldn't count that against the hero because... Well, if I lose the star, I guess I will, but... What the fuck is this, dude? Nice game, dude. 10 out of 10 game. How the fuck does this happen? I would have totally beaten him too. I guess I'll just quit out, even if you are meant to wait here. Like, I don't know what to do. So fucking annoying, man. Like, this shitty ass mobile exclusive fucking trash game that I still end up having, you know, playing on PC for the convenience of it. Like, how am I going to stream this shit on my phone? Which you probably could, but it's just going to be so inconvenient that the main phone streams that you see people do are just like with themselves. Like, you're just sitting there like a just chatting thing, and they're just kind of, you know, talking and showing their face. But that's a little bit different than playing a game on there. So I assume that would count as a loss because the game itself is trying to sabotage me. But that was a very fun and interactive experience. How did that guy get to rank 50? Because he bugs the game out by lag switching you. You know, the Yeti's just gonna have to suffer then, because that did count as a loss. Nice fucking game, dude. That could have been the beginning of a great streak, even though I only had 1 star up there. But like, that could have been the first time we beat a rank 50. But again, I've only played one of them on the ladder before, and the reason why is because we almost beat him, but then we lost. I was playing as Combustible. I got him to like 1 HP, and then I lost. It was something epic like that. We have had so many amazing epic kind of games and outcomes in this whole experience of trying to do this, though. Just because I've never played this game this much before, or I've never played it this hardcore before, but I mean, it's still basically the same shit. You go here, you want to spread it out, don't worry about the team up yet. And the little spine apple would be okay, but then giving it to the mine doesn't really matter, because it's just going to die anyway. So the problem here becomes I can last out a couple turns, but I can't win once I do, right? There is no win condition with this deck, so it ends up being pretty bad. Okay, we got double spine apple. Which is not like the effect is cumulative, because now it won't work on them anymore anyway. So they're just gonna not do anything the whole game, or what? Deal 3 damage, okay. Yeah, if there's a zombie in no lane, it should do 0 because you're just not even fucking playing. You're just kind of sitting there. But you can get away with doing that because you're such a clown that +3 this turn, which still doesn't matter. This is Michael DeSantis' wife from fucking GTA 4. Still more attractive. Okay, we'll go here just to do it because I have nothing else to play, or I could do this as removal, but they're not even playing anything, so what the fuck, man? Seems like a waste, but there's really nothing else I can do. And you always got to remember that this isn't a nut, even though it feels like it should be one. And all, you know, its effect has to do with nuts, but... Okay, this dude is the slowest fucking player ever in terms of, you know, he's going to have some late game control shit. This actually feels like a control deck now, the way that he's playing it by just not playing any minions at all. But can he really get away with it? And the answer is probably he will. Your nuts get +2 health, which I don't even have any nuts really, just one. Not the first time I've said that. We gotta probably just go for removal when we decide to do this, but I guess I really can't because that'll hit him for 1, this will hit him for 3, like... I don't know what I can do about it. Like, I almost should have just ignored it because... Right, that 1 HP is going to be fucking annoying. I should have almost just ignored it and gone face there. Because whatever removal I could use here is just not even going to be worth it. And now he'll get through that as well. But again, this is like me playing right into his hands with this matchup. I'm going to drag the game out and never put him under real pressure. And by doing that, I'm going to... You know, I'm going to lose because... This would be an efficient play, except it's not at all. Right, just with respect to you. Now you'll end up using removal on this and fucking me over. I mean, that's the kind of advantage interplay, is that zombies get to play first, which means plants get to react to them. But then zombies get to play their tricks last, which means they get to react to your shit. Whereas plants have to play their tricks first, so I'll never be able to use a trick to remove what they just played that exact turn. This could be very valuable, but again, their hand is just way too bloated out. Yeah, that's probably worth it, but I don't know. They're low enough where you could maybe do something, but... Right, that's the only advantage I would have, which I'm surprised I was even able to do that, just because of how slowly they played in the beginning. And so... That's how shitty of a mind that is, though. If it didn't have 2 attack, it wouldn't have done anything. Okay, we gotta try to rush them down. But we have some removal left. Let's see what they do. +1/+1 bullseye, but it's not gonna get that. Hurry up. Yeah, I'm just gonna sort of sidestep their dumbass and see if we can't get like a little damage in still here. Art of Tricks, you get +2, as if you need more, like, really. So they have still 6 things left, which is gonna be really dumb because of the simple fact that you have, I don't really have a good play here. This is the point. Like, look at the turn that I got to. If I had some big gun plays here to make, like if I could use Dark Matter Dragon Fruit here, it would have been great, but there really wasn't much I could do. So now it's just going to go to them outvaluing me because I don't have anything else going. This could potentially save me a little bit, but this is pretty cute though because I won a game in pretty epic fashion there. Like yesterday, I think, when they had 1 HP and they had a crazy board and I had no chance of winning. But then I forgot that this actually hits your face too. Yeah, this is what I mean, dude. If I had a card like that, I could have played it, and well, maybe not yet, but it's the kind of deck where that would win you the game potentially. That'll hit your face. This will hit your face. Oh no, this won't hit your face. If that actually saves me, I can last out another turn, but I don't really have a win condition. Or no, I still won't. I would still say the Bad Moon Rising is much better than that Bell because of the simple fact that the Bell is still too slow. Like, it takes too long to get there, but in that kind of matchup, obviously you're able to do that. So we just totally ghosted the Yeti because he's so elusive. He's so sneaky that he just snuck out of my whole game because we get lost to that stupid ass disconnect. It wasn't even a disconnect. It was just like a black screen. So maybe if I waited long enough, it would have been fine, but that guy shows me the secret to being rank 50. We're so petrified of him being rank 50 that we don't even get to play the game. The game just crashes in his mere presence. So now you have the ability to, Gifted Boy. You have the ability to, let's see, we can do this shit here. Presumably they'll play something else there, but we'll be able to kill both if they... or whatever, like, it's fine. Okay, it'll at least get through that. Not really much I can do about that for a while, though. Or no, it should still work like that. Even though he dies, it's killed something, so it should still get the frenzy in like its last moment. You have a little bit too much going on with this fucking flag shit. Or I could have done that for a little cheaper, but it wouldn't matter. Yeah, let's see what Wall Knight does with all of his fucking mana. Right, like in the long game sort of matchup that we have here too. It's gonna be sort of the same problem that we run into. But like, what is really the win condition when I can't do anything? Like, you know, I'm gonna get to the late game. I have a little more utility here with the nurses and stuff, but it's still not that good. You still gotta win in the mid-range capacity. It's kind of like how I would play green in Magic. Like, I have all these big dinosaurs, but if I don't play them quickly and win quickly, they're still gonna beat me in the long term, even though it seems like I have a top-heavy type of deck. Yeah, this is where you just get out of control because even though that's very convenient of a play, if I didn't get that exact thing, I would have been fucked. So I got like 1 rank in effectively like 3 or 4 days. I forget when I even got to 31, but it's been that stupid. Because again, it's sort of independent of everything else. Just with, you know, it has nothing to do with like, today I just happened to do it. It's not like it cumulatively took that long. I just happened to do it today on pure luck or instinct or whatever. It's just sort of random. So clearly they have something going with all the synergy here, but even if they didn't have this, they presumably have a lot more late game shit to play too. Okay, dude, at least we're seeing some sexy value here. I mean, this could just get up to an infinite amount if you just let this happen. Which maybe we'll actually indulge. Right, like we'll survive this now because of the block meter. So I almost want to see it play out with how high of a value can we get with that. Frenzy. Or wait, how did I not get saved by the block meter? Whatever, I wanted to die to that 30 damage epic shit that he was doing. Okay, this, we get green shadow. Yeah, it really is a good reflection on the aggro decks that they kind of carried me. It's not like we don't get that stretch every time. We'll get to Solar Flare, Infinity. Oh yeah, I forgot that I even changed this. Which maybe is not exactly what I want to do, but... I don't know exactly what I'm trying with this. You want that other fucking thing, the little low cost, which I do have 4 of them in here, so it's unbelievable that I wouldn't get one. So you have a little ice synergy just to try to get to the late game, just to be able to play Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, even though it's not really that good. Right, like that's still an okay value play, and he's just pissed about it and does that. So we don't really have too many good plays here at all, but he didn't get it up to 4, so he's able to do it in such a way that we get you can do both of these together. You could do this to get rid of something big, but it assumes if you can make it stick around, it would be really worth it. You would be able to hunt this out, but I don't really want to even. Yeah, the whole beauty here is we could get rid of multiple things too in the same turn, right, that are both big, so that's very efficient removal. The unfortunate thing is I don't even have very much well, let's see though. I mean, I sort of played this almost by accident, but yeah, see, it's a little bit too late to get this, so that's the problem. And do I really want this where I get to I don't know, it seems kind of wasteful, but and we won't get the snake in the grass effect, but anywhere else I played it, it would have died, so this thing can certainly get out of hand, but you want to get that kind of earlier. And so what you get to do is you get to, I'll use this and use this. So our board is pretty good, actually. It's just they're gonna summon something even bigger now, I bet. Play this here, kill this. Yeah, just think about that value. For a 1-cost card, you're destroying something just like that, which could be much bigger. That's an effect that's really frustrated me quite a bit. Wait, why did I even get that? From what? What? Wait, I'm confused. Where did I even get that from? Is it because this tried to summon something and he gave me that as a concession? I don't understand. We're playing with 4 or less, so they are actually in a bit of a pickle here. That would have been another good thing. You just need kind of more of those in there, though. That one seemed to work out at least reasonably well, and the act of moving that snake in the grass was stupid. I genuinely don't even know what happened. Like, was it one of their cards that gave me that, or... Alright, so that's pretty good because of the simple fact that it's my first time trying this little ice pseudo synergy. Like, if we look at it a little bit, let me actually see. It's not good, but it's the best you can do with this. So you have 4 of those, you have 4 of those, right? 4 of those, so you have 12 cards that have to do with the synergy. 12, 13, 14, 15. You have, so, you know, almost half your deck is going to be to do with that. And you might think, oh, the rest of it is just sort of random, but then you're going to get some good late game value from that shit anyway, where you get to, that wasn't a bad showing, but I think it could go a lot better. So let's see if we get that, where we get one of those one cost shit. And we get a decent amount of freezes from the actual, you know, we have the 4, but then we have the 2 from the minions, and then we have another ship from the hero power itself. If only I could start with that, but I'm just not getting it. Right, so it's not bad, it's just not going to be quite good enough either. All that effort put into those animations that you can't even see because it's off the screen, because of the black bars, because it's a fucking mobile game. We are trying to play on the board here, but that was kind of too slow of a start already, especially when we have that shit with respect to I mean, I almost would want to do that, even if well, maybe I shouldn't have. Yeah, you can't let the con man go around for too long, and it would have been a favorable trade. So maybe I should have done that, because it's not even a trade at all. Yeah, this is just not the kind of value that you want here, bro. It's already over. Like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, now the turn when I should have played something there, even though it's gonna kill itself. I do that just to clear the board as much as possible, but I mean, look, dude, there's no way that I can possibly deal with this right now. You can put this here, or we could just freeze it. I don't know what's happening. So you'll hit me for at least 3. You wouldn't even need it to have moved that to do that. I could have froze it. It's a little hard to judge this, but that was just sort of an unfortunate start. If I get one of those 4 cost cards, or one of the 4 1 cost cards that I have, the little whatever the fuck it's called, snowdrop or something, yeah, then you would be able to definitely take advantage of it. Right, where you can get some good value early on. That would be your whole path to victory, potentially. Okay, we'll do this, and then we'll get to... Maybe I'll just end after this one, then. So if he can't get me to 33, even though we had a good little stretch there, we got 1 rank. We have at least 9 days left, and if I get at least 2... But this is one of those days where I should get at least the 2nd rank here. Or maybe I should go through the aggro set again, since we did so well with that. So we would do Solar Flare, Infinity, and then Combustible all after this, back to back to back. And again, maybe what ruined our whole rhythm was that rank 50 that we would have totally beaten, but it doesn't even let me fucking do it. I actually lost the black bar, so we had won as many as 2 games here. Right, which was a pretty good start. Or like we had at least 2 stars. So it's unfortunate that they take away the win streak from me. And I never knew that the whole playthrough, because I'd never been at diamond rank and I never had played enough to do that. Taco rank should be rank 50, because that's Crazy Dave's taco that he's looking for the whole game. I think that's why he's even helping you. Or like why he doesn't like the zombies or something. I can't remember. They make a whole big thing out of it. Okay, 32-32 mirror matchup. You got a 1, 2, 3, but you don't really want the 3. I don't even mind keeping the 6. So again, let's see if we can get a Bad Moon Rising. Epic kind of play. And you could do this on their next turn if they don't deal with it, but they always deal with it. Okay. But no, I love that, where they play this card on top of this card itself. Like, we've seen that numerous times. Like, Not just that you would have multiple of those in your deck, but the fact that you would be able to play them together like that. Hurts the hero, moves to a random lane, and leaves behind a zombie. Which would be good right pickings for Badman Rising. Not that it wouldn't be good anyway, but this is a very good time to do this. You know, I arguably should sometimes save that. But the thing is that, you know, I'll save it for Badman Rising, but then you might lose anyway, so fuck it. You can't really play around shit like that because he was going to do it eventually anyway. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just not play anything? Or play it on the height, I guess. So it is going to be... This is going to be pretty good value. The block meter might not matter right now much. And just for the curve purpose, I guess there's no reason to do it. Unless you had something to play along with them. This is pretty efficient. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. I might actually do this in the water for once because it'll guarantee the effect at least a little bit better. And so now it's not a big deal. They have very little left in their hand. And so we're going to end up playing him on the ladder itself. It could very likely happen. Right. Just, well, not that what our rank has to do very much with it, but presumably we would be able to buff that shit too. But like, why couldn't we do this and then he'll buff it and then I'll kill it with this? I don't know. I kind of want to do this, but it feels like a waste to do this. Yeah, I'm being a little bit speculative and greedy. Like, I think he's going to play a plant. And if he plays a plant, it'll get buffed. And if it... Or even that. Which doesn't seem entirely worth it, but I kind of saw it coming. But no, I would have assumed he would have just played at least one plant. You can do the bullseye. You can wait on this one. Actually, I will, because I can do those combos that sort of mana curve play. That almost makes it look like a moon, right? It's just an aura around him, but it's like the moon is directly behind him as he's sitting there, like behind his face. Okay, so now we can go here. I don't really care if it hurts the hero or not. Like, move a zombie. Okay, fine. Why does that matter so much anyway? Because yeah, I was even saying, oh, his hand's burnt out, so we might have a chance to win. But obviously, we'll get this stupid ass shit now too. Why not just let me get rid of that? Why would you sacrifice that? But this is gonna save his dumb ass. This is good. Would you just hurry up, dude? We'll steal a little tick of the block meter, but the biggest thing is, can I kill Captain Cucumber here? And the answer is I probably can't. Unfortunately. Right, like you could say, oh, I'm not using this optimally, but it just doesn't matter. Like, I'm trying to just control the board a bit. And I do need Badman Rising very badly here. I love that, though. Why the fuck did that black screen glitch have to happen right then when I decided to, I mean, that thing you can't underestimate. That could almost kill me right now, but the block meter will save me. Well, I wouldn't have needed it to, but... Or no, it's still double strike. I'm thinking about it like in terms of... the simple fact... I'm just not getting Badman Rising, though. Like, I could have totally done it here, but... I don't know what the point of this is, but... you know, this game has lasted an adequate amount of time. Make a random plant in each other lane, which is only 2 lanes to make. I mean, we have Badman Rising at home, Badman Rising at home, but the problem is that even then, well, I mean, I guess the team up thing could factor into it. Or wait a second. Oh no, this has team up, so okay. It's not even that what he summons has to have team up if he already has team up in there. So you have this. Even if I get it now, it's not going to do me much good. We'll get only 1 from that. Even with this, like, we could still have a chance, but... Right, we could play... Oh, it would have been so perfect because we could have played this and then... We would have had this and that and something else, and we could have still played it. Like, come on, bro. That's just bad luck. Like, what am I supposed to do, man? Just planning to get -1, -1. That's so fucking dumb. Like, I could have still come back. Would have been an epic counterplay. You know, he does Cornucopia, then I do this. Badman Rising right back. I'm done, dude. Now I'll get it, but I won't even be able to use it. What the fuck? Like, really, dude? What the fuck? What am I supposed to do with that? And now I get it, but I won't be able to fucking play it. Or no, I can't. I can still do it. That's actually not too bad, I guess. Am I sort of telegraphing it? Is he going to have a minion effect that kills something? Come on, this would be good enough. 3 is still pretty good. I forget how the water works because it'll turn it into something in the water that isn't amphibious, right? It's not like it has to be amphibious. What? Or maybe... I don't understand that. Maybe it does have to be. Gargantua throwing Imp. Why is that even a thing, though? The Gargantua throwing Gargantua is just so much better. Okay, somehow we fucking... Even despite my complaints, we still win in that exact way that I wanted to do. That was fucking insane. If you look at how unlikely some of these wins are, you know, you could have like some database calculator, like win percentage calculator. Yeah, I'll go through, and that would have been like 0%. I would have had... we would do Solar Flare, Infinity, and Combustible after this, and that's it. Then I'll stop. Whether we get to 33 or not, or we should just be able to deal with this alone. Again, if we just get Bad Moon Rising every game, if I just have it in my hand, right? That's why I even keep it in the mulligan. I don't care if I lose, but like, give me the chance, right? Maybe I won't get an adequate board, maybe something else, but like, my job is to get the board. But the game's... Okay, here we go. Rose is even their name. What the fuck? My mortal nemesis that I hate. Okay, dude. Okay. Is this what it means to be a hacker? Like, why does it even matter? You're already ranked 50, so why are you doing this? I'm not going to quit out this time. I'm just going to sit here and bitch about it. This has happened twice where I play a rank 50 and it doesn't load and I get a black screen. And then if I quit out, I lose the game. So what am I supposed to do? Just leave it here all day? Like, what the fuck, dude? What is this shit? You're joking. So rank 50's hacked the game to try to beat lower rated players, but it doesn't matter because he's already ranked 50. So what is he playing for? Like, really, what the fuck is this? Let me actually look it up, I guess. Black screen glitch because you're playing... Like, why does it matter that it's rank 50 either? Both times it has been. PvZ heroes rank 50 black screen bug. Every multiplayer game I see a black screen, reinstall the game. Multiplayer gallery, it'll be a black screen. PvZ heroes black screen. A dark and stormy glitch. The glitch can be achieved if you open something. Oh, that's like some flavor thing though. Like, I'll just leave it. I'll just stop the stream and I'll just leave it open just to see what happens. Black screen error problem. Will not play, just get a black screen. Why does it only happen sometimes though? Like all these other games are fine. Whatever, I'm too impatient to fucking do this. You can have the win, dude. And now I have to count it against Super Brains too because we'll lose a rank. Like, pretend the game was going on right now. Right, it would be like, somebody would flag or something, right? I don't care. I don't care. Let me just give those other 3 a shot. I don't have all day to do this. That is so fucking bullshit, man. So I'm already facing a rank 50, which means I would probably lose because they're probably going to have a better deck or whatever, right? But, or not whatever. That would be the only reason. Not like they could be a better player than me. Haha. But the reality is I'm getting fucked by a bug or a hack or something. Okay, let's go back to the aggro shit that got me here in the first place with respect to, you know, we get 3 aggro decks to play. That is incredible, just so you understand. I'm not saying I would have won those games, but that is so fucking stupid, man. Now you could do it and I wouldn't care because, you know, it would still hurt a count against Solar Flare. But, and I like how their name was even Rose. Like, does that mean that they're actually, I don't know what it means. Like, they're a bot or they just somehow are a big Rose fan or some shit. That card shouldn't even be in here, really. So you're not going to get a 2-cost card for the rest of your natural life in playing this game. I am never going to get a 2-cost card. I gotta really look at this aside from Berry Blast. Like, what the fuck? So go ahead. Solar Flare won me like 3 in a row. Infinity won me like 2 in a row or something. Okay, that's gonna have to be worth it because I don't have anything else to play. But the 0-2 is probably gonna be useless the whole game because I don't have too many buffs in here anyway, so... So this is the only play that makes sense math-wise, even though it's not as good as what it could have been. Because of the simple fact that... Okay, we'll go here. It'll still be a 3-1. It's not that bad. Yes, of course. This is the kind of epic shit we're going to lose to. I'm really scared about that. I got to hide in a cardboard box myself after seeing that. Okay, just hurry up. We got to summon 2 of these. Or maybe I don't have to. Maybe I could save it for the effect later. If I mean, the 1 sun is not exactly going to help. Or you know what you could do? Because even though the strike through is cute, I mean, both of those plays were probably preferable to save for later, but I don't care. Let's just keep the pressure on, fill up the board. We're not doing enough damage. Okay, that we could do just to get rid of something in our way, whether it's that or something else. So it's worth it to do 2 damage not to the face if it means you'll get at least 2 damage to the face as a result anyway, right, to get rid of some shit that's in my way. And of course that is an interesting mechanic that it always shows you that, you know, oh, you can't see what it costs until it comes out of the grave, otherwise you can kind of guess, especially in a game that has such a limited supply of shit. You know, there are only so many things it could be. Well, you wouldn't... Well, if you knew the amount, then you could probably guess. I'm surprised this has stuck around for so long. But I guess it wasn't even that strong. Okay, we'll go here, doesn't matter. I get the strike through, it's 6, and I could always just get the fucking... finish him off with a Berry Blast, which is always pretty satisfying to do. Okay. Fucking... Now I'm completely burnt out of being able to do this, and the reason why is because... Okay, we can do a double berry blast combo if this damage can just get off. Like, what do I do? I would have to do this, and I would have to trigger the block meter, and I would have to... So I would rather... Oh my god. All I want to do is... Okay, I wanted to trigger the block meter now because it won't get him to 6. And now it doesn't. So is there something else I can do or not, dude? You could do this and kill that, assuming that's his big guns out here, because everything else is kind of shitty. Okay. We'll do this, we get rid of this, and we have the berry blast to potentially win the game. They're not gonna... Okay, it'll fuck up that, though. Again, just pop the stupid ass block meter so I at least have a vague chance. If they just had one... if they had just taken one more damage, I could have done it. Well, it would still have to deal with the block meter first. Okay, this just isn't going to happen, so forget it. Difference of 1 damage, but also a block meter aspect here. And I could maybe start using this on the board if I have to. Okay, dude. I guess I will just use it on the board. I can't do anything else because I'm just gonna die. So you really cheated that there, because the block meter would not have allowed me to do that no matter what. And zombie does a bonus attack. Okay. Let's give Infinity a shot, combustible shot, then I'll end there. With all the aggro shit that we did so well with before. I mean, at least we got 1 rank, so I mean, it's kind of encouraging, but... You know, 18 ranks in like 10 days is not going to be very good. You know, this is exactly the point. If I don't get a 2nd rank now, then like I'm already behind. As if I wasn't already behind before. To be fair, I've been fucked over by whatever that bug is, but... Like, it's a hack that just lag switches your opponent out. Okay, we'll do that. We'll try to buff him with this. This can be a good finisher card at times. The beanstalk doesn't bother me too much because of the simple fact that you're not really expecting it to happen too much. Like you're not expecting the game to drag out that long with this kind of deck anyway, so... He's 45, he gets the cornucopia thing, or it's not actually cornucopia, it's the other one that does like 4 damage that I always confuse with that. Okay, this is at least good. We got to get as much damage as possible. I don't really care how much damage they do. Right, that doesn't bother me too much. You have the 3 here. Having 2 of these is kind of a little bit unnecessary. Okay, that's fine. It'll still stay alive. We could move it, do some extra damage. If I just get like a lower cost card in here somewhere. Hiding Gravestone, draw a card. Okay, fine. Again, the principle of this deck is don't hold anything back, because what are you holding it back for? And so you're able to do this, I guess. This will be back to full health, although the buff is gonna be useless to it. Yeah, between Infinity, if I win like 4 in a row, then I lose, and I win 2 in a row with the fucking combustible, something like that would be fine. Yeah, that's unfortunate for sure. This thing still won't die though. I don't really care too much about what you're doing. Like, the amount of damage he's doing isn't what concerns me. Right, I'm still in a good position aggro-wise to finish this off, but I cannot quite do it right the way it is. You could do this, you could do this. Kill this, hit you for 8. Trade this in. Alright, just go where the damage is. So I don't care if that hit me for that or the... Actually, the bullseye is a little bit problematic. Okay, that's cute, but what I have to figure is a way to finish you off in terms of 7 damage, which I could do 4 here, but you have the block meter as well. This would actually be pretty good. I wouldn't die because it would kill this, it would kill this, that would do 2. Alright, that card is fucking bullshit. This will still stay alive, right? So now... Okay, that's fine. So that actually does keep my bitch ass alive. Main thing I want to do is pop the block meter so I could potentially do something else. Right, pop the block meter, and then I could finish you off with this, assuming that I... Oh no, but it didn't do it. Fucking... Why does that keep happening? Where... I give up. I mean, I can't do anything now. It just doesn't matter. You'd have to assume... You can't even do it, though, because it's not in the right order. So now... Attacks both here and next door. So what if I just do like this, where... If I pop the block meter first, then that could kill him before this happens. But what he gets from that is clearly going to save him because I'm not meant to win this fucking game. You can just tell. It's obviously going to be an answer. It doesn't matter. The 4 damage to still get through. Please. Bro, come on, man. Or it's my own fucking turn. Okay, that's very unfortunate. Like, these are the kind of games you have to win. Like, look how fucking tight and intense and close, and probably they could have played something a little better and won. Okay, that's the beginning of a good streak, I'm sure, which isn't going to reward me with a win streak bonus that I rely on so fucking much. Look how much it hurts me when I don't have that. Like a flower without its pot. Even if I get to like 4 with this, then lose, then win 2 with the other, it'd be fine. But we're gonna get another rank. If we get another one of those, I'll just fucking stop. Or I mean, I'll still go to a combustible. So we started with these 3 aggro decks in a row, then we did very well. Then I didn't do well at all with the other one. So that's kind of maybe what we're at, is that a lot of them are going to be... These are really the 3 that might carry us, but not necessarily. I don't mind even keeping that when I have such a good hand, like cost-wise. Right, that could be helpful still. Clearly not a bot name either, but even on average, I'm losing to bots then given that. So this is okay. We can go here for now. Yeah, this rocket thing has actually been really good because, you know, just it's a very unexpected good amount of damage. You have a lot of weenie shit to give up to the, you know, to as fodder to play for that. Like even here, you have a lot of stuff to buff here. This can get out of control for him very quickly. You play a P, gets +2/+2. Don't really care too much about that. What's the flavor text? It ain't easy keeping the P's in this. Oh, that's good. I thought it was gonna be some stupid thing, offer he can't refuse type shit. But that's actually a pretty good joke. It's hard to get peace and quiet in this family. You'll still hit his dumb ass for fuck. Okay, you'll hit him for 2. You'll trade in. It's okay. Deadly again. I'm just doing it for the card draw. I don't really care. That was unfortunate because you're not really getting enough damage in. You could do this. I don't really know. No, I shouldn't do it. Even here, you're maximizing your potential damage because you're obviously able to dunk it with the fucking strike through. So it's like, that's how strategically I did it. I don't care about trading in or whatever. Maybe I shouldn't have left it around, but okay, dude. I almost still don't even really care. It's just like, they're doing a good job just playing on the board. I could use this if I really had to, but I'm just not even worried about that too much. Or I could do this fucking AoE thing now. Actually, that would be pretty worth it if I just don't do anything and then I AoE. Double strike. Why wouldn't you do it there? I guess you already have it. Attack for 5 in the middle lane. Okay, you're going in a little bit too hard here. But now at least your hand is going to be empty. I've had a couple pretty good fucking things with that. Pretty good uses of that today. So you might question, why would an aggro deck even have that? But now you can see why. You can do that for the little freeze or whatever. Or this should be almost good enough if you just... That'd be presenting lethal itself. You can freeze that shit, and then you'll still be presenting lethal potentially. So that didn't even do anything for you, unless you get saved by that, which it doesn't. Okay, here we go. This could be the streak we need right here. Wait, what? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You still get the 6 damage anti-hero shit here. Just hurry up and do it. Waiting on a walrus. Alright, good. 2 out of 5. Let's just fucking get to 33 and I'll be happy. Yeah, but look at my faith in the aggro decks now. So the other decks just only serve to waste my time or cost me stars, but it's this little section of getting 3 in a row just on the auto rotation that I do it, where we go from solar flare to infinity to combustible. Then we go, obviously, Yeti, Walnut, Smash, Green Shadow. That you don't want. This you arguably don't even want, but it's okay. So here you definitely don't hold back because you can't really afford to wait. You just got to get the damage in. M-O-O-D-Y. Like Moody, I guess, is a little onomatopoeia shit that he's doing. Okay, let's go here. Or, I don't like even doing that, but it probably will be worth it. It's like... You know, you'd rather have more sources of damage and just wait, but that you can afford to do at least. So now you get to okay, so this is very important. We're on a 2-game streak, which isn't even going to help me too much. That is a little bit annoying, but the sort of thing I would still just ignore the whole game and still try to win. Still try to go face. Like, that could be really good. You can get in 9 damage right now, assuming he can't deal with it, or even if he summons something, it will still be fine. Right, I have never seen really that good of a fucking cowboy thing. Now it'll hit you for like 3, and it won't even kill that shit. Right, that could be good, or that could actually cuck me and get in the way of the cowboy, but whatever, it'll still trade fine. That's so dumb, bro. Could you show your deck list on the side of the screen? I can show it after the game, sure. I don't have any functionality to actually do that. And actually, typically, I consider it cheating to do that somehow, just generally, because I guess it wouldn't be to show it to other people, but for my own sake, I should have to keep track of it. That's how I always was in Hearthstone, at least. Okay, that's not too bad. It'll still survive and get the 6 damage in. Okay, what the fuck, dude? Like, why do they always have to get these so early? There's no guarantee that they are gonna draw into it. Okay, I obviously lose this one anyway. God damn it. At least we'll get the strike through in with the cowboy. That's really what I was excited for. But I wanted at least a good play with that. Look at this board. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do about that? Honestly, the 2 damage AoE wouldn't be too bad. It would get rid of a lot still. Okay, fine. We'll leave it all up to combustible. There's literally mathematically nothing I can do. And that's actually not too bad of a recovery play just to try to trade everything in, but the 9-5 still around, the 3-3 still around. That was an amazing sequence of moves though. Like, when you get 2 of these so early, like, what am I supposed to do with that? And the star fruit is unbelievable value too. It's got to easily be one of the best cards in the game. I guess you could say it's top 5. Probably. Unlucky. That's happened a lot too, where they'll do that stupid thing. You know, like, what are the chances you're gonna get it? I don't know how I'm still not dead even. Well, we'll just do the bounce. Or actually, I can't even do it. Never mind. Whatever. It's not like I was gonna have a chance there anyway. Okay, Brandana doesn't really matter though. I guess that's why people would say it's considered to be worse than what I always give it credit for. Like, the Brandana is still fucking busted, but because you're only doing it to stop their tricks, whereas the plants can do the raw. Or no, that's not even how it works though. Or no, it is how it works, because you would play the raw zombie, but that would stop them from playing the whole turn. Okay, let's look at the deck, which is not very good, but since it's a no crafting run, I kind of don't have too many other options anyway. Right, like, it's not like I would have the optimal set of cards. But generally, this is done pretty well, actually. And we do have a number of legendaries in there that make it seem like, right, better than probably what it is. Or we have 2, and then we have the event card that's pretty good too. Yeah, like, all the rest of the stuff I have is not really all that good. When did I get a second of one of these? Huh, I must have just gotten it. Hack unlimited spark like I did. No one got time to craft, but actually I don't, not only would I not hack it, I am even choosing not to craft, period, too. So that's even makes it harder. That's just like a format that I'm doing by choosing not to craft. Okay, let's give him a chance to get to 33. The last hero for today. But yeah, it's a no hack run, it's a free to play run, it's a no crafting run. This I don't really know if I want to keep. I end up in this situation so many times with Berry Blast turn 2 to the face, which again I'd rather not do it, but or I should have shown the deck list, I guess, for this one too. Actually, I don't mind doing this if I just go and buff it to get face damage in. This is really the right philosophy to have, because, you know, you have to kind of know your limits, right? I'm never going to beat certain decks, but this would be my best chance to do it. Is this Leafy actually too? That's pretty fucking great to get the synergy, even though I maybe would rather play the dinosaur thing. Or, you know, it might be worth it to do this if you really feel like you're going to get the 6 damage in. That might be a little bit too greedy, but I don't really like it, but Party Time, my favorite card. This is a little bit dumb, but I'm still going to do it. They're already down to 8. Like, I doubt they'll be able to do anything here. +5, doesn't matter. I mean, that is a little bit scary, but again, you can't worry about that when you're going full aggro. Like, he's almost dead, dude. I don't know why I don't feel bothered by the flag zombie as much here. Probably I should have done that, but I don't feel like it matters. They only have 3 cards in their hand, so what are they really going to do? This guy's a little problematic, and I don't have any way to even pretend to deal with him. I'm tempted to do that just for what we get from the Leafy. This is kind of too slow of a play. I don't really like it, but party time in Chompzilla, higher survivability. Okay, he finally gets rid of it, but that was still pretty epic value. Like, imagine just getting 12 damage in just like that. Just how can he not deal with that? Or it doesn't seem like worth it for him to deal with that. That was a bonus attack. This could be much more useful later, but I don't know if there is going to be a later. Okay, we got to ignore this guy still and just try to finish him off. If you think about it, this would pop the block meter, and then this would actually finish him off, just mathematically. Right, if he doesn't have anything else, you pop the block meter, you kill him. It's possible that it won't pop the block meter though too. That should work. Fuck off. Or no, wait, what? That's super unlikely that we got 1 tick both times on the block meter. Okay, I guess that works out. Okay, let's show this one. He has been my best performer overall in the whole playthrough, actually, Combustible. Just because, you know, you commit to aggro so hard and it can really upset a lot of better matchups and stuff. Some of these cards, like, I don't really use too often, like that one, the AO buff for the environments and the heights. Oh yeah, I didn't even consider whether I want to use that or not. Another berry, like, is there something similar value? 4 mana for 3 is like, it's probably better than this because, not that we'll get much of the berry synergy, but like, we get a 5-4 for 4, or we get a 4-3 for 4. Is it like, I don't know. What is it again? When another berry hurts a zombie or a zombie hero, it does 2 damage to that enemy. So, obviously with the berry blast, it would be worth it, I guess. Right, it's probably more consistently useful. I don't always get to play that thing on the height, so I always try to replace something similar to what I'm putting in. Show your deck, okay. Yeah, too bad I don't have all the cards, but I do actually have a decent collection, all things considered, because I actually don't even mind that. Like, I've gotten pretty lucky. Like, I have double dark matter dragon fruit, and imagine that in a free-to-play no crafting run, that just to happen to get 2 of those is pretty fucking crazy. People would think I'm a hacker or something when they see that. Okay, so as usual, we have to do a turn 2 berry blast, which is utterly nonsense. Like, I'm gonna count after this game. Like, how many 2-cost cards do I have that aren't berry blast? Because I never get them. I should do this just to set up for the synergy, but maybe I'll wait. Okay, see you later. Thanks. Yeah, I certainly don't have the means to make any sort of meta decks. Or even remotely, like, as you can see by me playing this apricot. Like, why the fuck is this even in there? But I don't have anything else, you know, really suitable. Some of these are just like filler cards. I could almost buff that for now. Okay, what kind of a turn is this? Bro thinks he's playing Yu-Gi-Oh! As a synchro summoner. Like, what the fuck was that, dude? Come on, we were on a good streak too, but now I can't deal with that thing for the life of me. Or maybe I can. This will be good to try to trade in there. I will actually have to deal with it because he's just putting way too much pressure. Oh my god. Bro. He's obviously gonna have removal. Look at this, dude. What is this? I guess I could do this. Like, it doesn't really even matter. Please just don't be able to fucking deal with that. What is this fucking interaction, man? Okay. Oh, okay, dude. Strike through. Actually, I might still get saved, though, by the fact that you'll get the block meter from this. Oh, fuck. Thank God. Wow, that was actually such a life-saving moment. Oh shit, like it's meant to be. But you're clearly gonna have an answer for that shit too. We'll get the Leafy, we'll get that. And I will try to figure a way to zombie plate on this does a bonus attack. You're gonna have to deal with this first. Considering you didn't have a way to deal with that though, probably tells me you might not have the greatest answer. Untrickable is actually kind of cute. Actually, that kind of is good because I doubt they're gonna have a lot to deal with that. But I don't know why I put that behind there. I should have put it in front of something. Okay, that's cute. But that still means he doesn't have a way to really deal with that. Come on, you're so low, bro. You're so low. But now the block meter would save you, or maybe not. 5. So tight, bro. And the strike through is gonna work no matter what you get. Come on, if only you had like a bonus attack. It wouldn't be enough mathematically no matter what you do. Like the buff would have gotten this to 3 and 5. Hey zombie, man, he had the insane interaction earlier that was just too much. Or wait, doesn't, oh no, it has strike through anyway, so. If only I'd gotten like that bonus attack thing. Right, that was so close too. Fuck off. God damn. Okay, I'll do a little more just because I want to. Let's just do one more, I guess. Yeti. Okay, we'll do the last one. Since we got cucked on playing as the Yeti last time because of the simple fact that we got bugged out. That and Bad Moon Rising too, but. Okay, I don't mind even keeping even both. Well, that's fine. The problem is we won't be able to get the value from. See, you almost should save it with a deck like this, but I still don't really want to. I hate these turns where you just like don't play anything. Okay, that's fine. Right, it seems like a waste, and that could have won me the game, but it's not like I don't have a lot of top heavy stuff in here anyway. And so now you'll go here again. Why can't I just get like a normal pace game where they don't have anything like super crazy? This thing we've been seeing a lot more and more. And the problem is that even though I can get rid of it with this, it can be very problematic. The amount of damage it does to the face is kind of crazy. It's like that green knuckle thing, grass knuckles, that does the 2 damage to each lane or every ground lane. Right, it's not about destroying minions. It's like it does 6 damage to the face. That's pretty fucking good value. Like very few things do that in the game. That might be the highest face damage from a single card that you get without any sort of other just base value, right? You can do 6 damage to the face for 1 mana, 1 sun. Like, there's no other card in the game like that. I might have to like double berry blast them or something and hope that the block meter doesn't trigger even though that's contemporaneous with the amount of damage you do from the fucking thing. Right, or yeah, we need a couple disconnects to farm out here too. Okay, bro, hurry up. Or no, don't. Yeah, fuck, yes, dude. I need some wins like this because I don't have the fucking patience or the time to do this. Like, please, if I can get to 33, the run is still alive. So give me 3 wins in a row, which is very unlikely with the Yeti because he hasn't done really all that well, but... I don't even care about the matchups. Like, you're gonna get what you're gonna get, so... I feel like that probably wouldn't have been useful here right away, but maybe I should have kept it. Oh, you gotta rush him down probably is the right way to play, but that's not even what I wanted to do. Like, I don't know how I should play it. Typically, you don't want to play like that. Right, this deck is meant to be more mid-range, but I'm not really gonna win. So maybe I'll do that. Like, let them worry about it and just try to go phase. Wait, 2 on 1s. Okay, fine. Now, won't that still move? Makes it seem well, why did it have to move there? Or it doesn't matter, but look at all this fucking dancing around back and forth shit. Whatever their board is here is very consequential to them, clearly, because of the amount of effort that they put in. So I mitigate some damage. I can trade in a little better. I'm generally happy with how that played out, but they still have too many cards in their hand. That's the real win condition against good decks, is if you can get them to burn out, but they never will, and they'll have exactly what they need all the time. Might sound salty, but it is extremely salty because I just can't do anything. Like, it seems like, oh, look, what a good position. They only have 3 cards, and my board is actually okay, but here comes the million value fucking bullshit, even though I'm sitting on some good stuff myself. You have the ability to get some value from that. The best thing is if that sticks around. Just, it doesn't even matter what you get from it. Just the fact that you're getting more things. Oh shit, look at him with the Pine Clone. I don't even mind that because that's usually not that good of a card, but you have the block meter won't even trigger. We kill 2 out of 3 of them, so they seem like they're almost a little bit desperate here. So we gotta, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. To be the taco rank, you have to beat somebody at taco rank, as the old saying goes. So we didn't get infinite cosmic value like I was trying. See, you would think maybe they don't have an answer for everything all the time. Maybe they don't have a good card to play here, and they actually didn't. But so often that's so frustrating because it doesn't happen that way. Like, they'll always have an answer, always have everything all the time. And says me when I'm top decking a fucking legendary, when I already have a legendary, like, this is what it takes, dude. And I'm still gonna lose. This is the thing. I'm still gonna lose. Just give me a fucking couple easy wins for once in my life, dude. So give me 2 more. I get to 33 and I'm done. Okay, that doesn't bother me at all. Like, what the fuck is that? And even if you summon something big, I could at least play it out, but you know, maybe I'll be a little ballsy with this because, oh, clearly I'm gonna lose because of that, which I might, but it just seems like, you know, like, what a board, and we're still kind of worried. Okay, it doesn't bother me. Still doesn't bother me. Pop the block meter. Any amount of damage you do is going to kill stuff too, as long as the shark is around. -2/-2. We're going to heal from that too. We should have it, but we have to end it quickly, otherwise they'll still come up with some crazy shit. It makes it seem like I have a top heavy kind of deck, but I have been very fortunate with my whole experience here, so I can't be too upset. Got to go all in here, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Right, like, there's nothing more I can do. This is it. I wasn't actually expecting to win that. I mean, when you see... Okay. Okay, dude. Okay, I wasn't expecting to win, dude. I wasn't expecting it. Dude, what the fuck am I playing against in this game right now? I'm gonna lose now. I was even being all pessimistic. Like, look, dude. What the fuck is this? I can't say that they had the answer all the time, but they certainly had an answer nonetheless. I'll just do it because I can't do anything else. No, I mean, I'm not even surprised. Like, you cannot just get like one normal win. Everything has to be like super high stakes. I give up. I give up. I'm not gonna win ever. Like, fucking... It just shows you cannot win. Like, it is not possible to win the game. You're just not allowed to. Like, I don't know what it is, man. Could still get saved by the block meter, but what possible win condition do I have? That is so fucking dumb, man. Okay, I'll give it one more chance just because I'm pissed, I guess. So we'll go combustible to wall knight. After wall knight, you get who the smash. Oh my god. Just some of the ways that you lose this. Like that was as clean of a win as you're possibly gonna get, but it's just like the wrong kind of deck because, you know, again, I arguably shouldn't have kept those, but it's okay. Because you're playing the game out too slowly and too long. Like that went about as perfectly as it could have possibly gone. Where I'm getting all these legendaries that I have and everything's on curve and it's all good. And they didn't even have an answer for it and I still lose. So that's the best case scenario. So what would be the worst case scenario? Obviously I'm not going to have a chance. Is win me 4 in a row, which you really can't do. And I don't think I've ever done. With this kind of hero, slow pace kind of dog shit. It's just not the right style. Like any chance you would have is just out the window. So this would be very worth it to play. You got to rush him down now. Rush him down with a deck that is all of... I should have probably put it there, but it still wouldn't have killed it. Or no, it would have because that effect doesn't affect this, I guess. Even though that kind of doesn't make sense, it should affect it. I just share the love, spread everything out. We can make this an 8 attack thing surprisingly and finish him off with it if that ever happens. You might think I'm not using team up enough, but I'm kind of trying to spread it out so you don't die. Or I could move this anyway. Or no, I can't. I could do this. But we're on turn 5, so let's just do that instead. Now I won't worry about that. Let's see what he's got. Right through. Okay. We'll do that. It'll still get down to 2 or 4 here. I'm generally okay with... Oh, this guy's gonna fucking wreck him though. You know, I could do a surprise play like that where I do this and kill him with the added health here. Right, we'll have 10 attack from it potentially. We'll do this, and then we will also decide to play a couple minions here, and... Or I don't have enough team up, though, to be able to do it. Right, because now... I maybe could have even done it this turn where I did the stupid ass thing. Or yeah, I can do it now because you're gonna... Or no, I keep not expecting the right order to occur. So that'll still die to the environment. Look at that fucking turn. Like, oh my god. Holy shit, that's still dead. This will still hit you for 5. Or it'll hit you for more than 5 then. And then all we would have to do is finish you off with this, which is not going to happen because of the block meter itself, or you'll trigger the block meter with something else. You could destroy this, you could summon this. Now, whatever you decide to do, or I guess I kind of didn't do that exactly right, because I should have. It'll trigger the block meter now anyway, so I actually might have cost myself lethal because, or whatever, they would have been able to do that no matter what, I guess, because he could have moved it there anyway. But alright, this is gonna be really tight, and the reason why is because, oh, that's a very clutch play to get though. I can't play those two together though. I can just not really even that good of a play, honestly. Okay, dude, okay, like how many fucking answers do you have in the game? I'm still not gonna win. Like, this is how deflating some of these matchups are. You just can't do it, man. Okay, at least they're playing like all in the wrong lanes and giving me the left side. Or I guess not. I don't know what I'm even doing. I don't expect to win because, again, they're gonna have every answer in the universe. That's a zombie +3/+3. Okay. That will actually kill it. We'll get the block meter here. We can save that, but I'm more so it's the damage that I need, and I'm just not going to get it in ever, so. Block meter, fun and interactive mechanic. I don't even care about the damage that I'm taking. I just care about the damage that I'm potentially doing, and it's not going to work because I could have probably well, I don't know. What if I, oh yeah, this could be good. That'll destroy the block meter, and then they'll get saved by it still, but then potentially you would die to this, but they still have 8 brains, so it's just like it just never ends. Like, it, you know, they're so low, they should have nothing left, but they still keep fucking pulling it out. Or there is no block meter even to say, well, they'll get saved by this, whatever it is, I'm sure. I'm just getting so salty because, like, even when I'm getting lucky or it's the best case scenario, you're still never winning. So if you can't win under that circumstance, you're obviously not going to win consistently. Okay, you have a 2, a 3, a 3. I don't know if I even want... You know, it's okay. I can't argue with the curve. You can't be too greedy with the mulligan because then you'll get fucked over by something else. Right, you would say, oh, get rid of the 3s and you might get a walnut for turn 1, but I don't care. Not like it really is a top-heavy deck anyway, but... Okay, that's fine. I almost don't even care too much about those, but we may as well block it. I mean, that's what nuts are for. Okay, go here. Come on, come on. Or if you summon something else, I'll do it. What you're gonna need here more is like a spine apple to give it a little bit of attack. There's no environment yet, so let's do this one, or we could do this just as a static play. It's actually kind of a hard decision to make, or if they summon something else, I'll ignore the 1/1s and let them farm my block meter. Right, where sometimes that really can be a good way to play, is that you're able to basically, you should do it to one of the 1/1s just to sort of spread the love, as I always say. Where it makes it the targets harder to... No, I guess not. It makes it harder to pick a target of what to really get rid of if I did have removal. I can obviously use the heal here. Would be probably pretty good. Save that. And... I should do this and do the heal, I guess. Or I could do that. I'll do this. Now, the beauty of this is it heals, obviously, so nothing is going to get removed. That'll be saved. I'm okay with my health. It makes all this little weenie 1/1 damage you're doing seem insignificant, too. Overshoot. Okay, I can easily get rid of that. Not only can I get rid, but I can also do this. right? So everything is looking good, but then they're still gonna have a million answers later on in the game. If you let them get to like turn 7, turn 8, it's just over every time. That's my experience in this game. Like, it's always like that because they're gonna just have better cards, better everything. Do 1 damage, you can kill the little peanut. Okay, I'm in a good board position, so it's just a question of what's in their hand. And so what I have as far as a win condition would be the Loco Coco, maybe. Look at this. I already lost my fucking... all 3 of my block meters. How is that even possible? But it's because of that 1-1 strategic thing that I did, I guess. Now, you have this for the nuts. You have this for another team up. And you have the ability to... you could do this here. You could do this there. That would be a good play to make if he ever makes his move. I'm just so impatient too. Like this game is very fast paced, so just fucking do it. This is Marvel Snap 2.0. Or this was Marvel Snap before Marvel Snap. Okay, so he's gonna maybe concede or just wait here all day. None of that bothers me even remotely, so just go here. Go here. Yeah, my board position is excellent, but there's no guarantee that I was going to win because you could drag the game out and get answers or do whatever you want. So, yeah, please earn your keep, Wall Knight, because I've given you so much credit. I even bumped you up over Green Shadow in the rotation, but because the order in which I do it sort of shows you how much I like them or how much I think of them, how highly I think of them. So just do it for me. 2 games, and you never have to win a game again, honestly. This is the only thing I expect of you. The other fucking aggro decks can carry me the rest of the way. Bruce Wayne. Okay, that's good. Finally, we get a 1 cost. You sometimes forget I even have these in there. You are trying to play basically on the board in such a way that that's okay. You're trying to last it out, assuming he's aggro or whatever the fuck he is. You would really have to question, like, how have I gotten this far, even with this deck? But it's not... I don't know. You could do it seemingly with almost anything if you just play it, like, long enough or abuse the win streaks and stuff. Now, only at this point does it become really consequential because of the simple fact that you're able to, you know, like... just sort of cheese it, abuse the win streaks, or get on good stretches once in a while. The berry would be my ideal play, but then again, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, +1 when reveal from Gravestone, strike through, doesn't matter. Now, it seems like they're very aggro focused, so I might be able to outlast them. The way the pace of this game is going is though he's favorable to that extent, and so now you have, or maybe, well, I can't decide really what I want to do. Like, what if we do this and this? So I'm still not doing the Spine Apple, but there's only one thing to do, I guess. So why did I even do it like that when I can tell? I don't know why I did that. Like, what am I overcommitting to this side so much for? That could be the difference in the game. Just the fucking... I need the heal. I should really play more things. That's the point. Like, it's not about the quality of them. It's about the number of them. Play an environment. Destroy playing with 2 or less. Okay, fine. You'll still die, though, yourself. So fuck it, dude. You'll do this. I'm getting way too low. And the strike through is going to be a constant factor here. And so I am probably still going to lose this despite whatever good start we had. I do like this berry, but it's like often you're not getting a ton of... Well, look at that, dude. If only I had some removal for that, but then he wouldn't have done it like that if I had brains left. Look at that. I'm down to 6, and so now all you have to figure is the fact of... if I don't get the heal, I'm fucked. Even if I do get the heal, I'm probably fucked. Let's do both the Astrocado and this. So now again, we've sort of burned out their hand a little bit. And if you do that, then you can obviously try to win, but okay. We might actually be able to get infinite value from the Astricado now, though, but they might have difficulty dealing with it. Tommy's played here gravestones, okay. Because now they're completely in top deck mode, so despite why am I not getting the block meter? Like, what the fuck is going on? It still could be very tight, because it could take me like an hour to finish this shit off. Right, because of the simple fact that strike through again, dude, again. Like, oh my god. I am probably still gonna die. It's got to be the heal. Move a plant doesn't really even matter right now. I'm actually gonna lose. I'm actually still probably gonna lose because they're gonna have a strike through for 4 damage, and what a surprise it's gonna be. Like, oh my god. Even though I have quite a bit of damage myself. Oh wait, oh shit, I didn't mean to do it like that, but so they have 2 cards, and clearly within that they're gonna have lethal. I just know it. I just know it. This is the only chance you have when they just don't play anything. Just be so salty that you manifest from the universe that they're just gonna finally not have an answer for once, dude. Fucking clown shit. If you get salty enough, you will prevail. A lot of high rank players too we're going against. So you need some low cost stuff here. You're not getting it. I don't know, man. Okay, that's fine. The no 2 cost, this is okay. Certainly the bullseye can surprise you sometimes with that one game that I win when they're at fucking 1 health and they have a full perfect board and I'm gonna die. They still get through somehow. Alright, not the end of the world, but let's see what he does here. Maybe you could do this to block it. 1 cost imp, gains a mustache. Okay, fine. Deal 1 damage to everything, including his stupid face. There is a certain pace you have to keep up with these kind of decks too, because, you know, you got to finish them off in a reasonable amount of time despite whatever other preconceptions you have. And I'm very unhappy that I have to do this, but I will do it because the pace is going to be too much for me to handle otherwise, so fuck it. Right, you can't just sit there and not do anything. And I love the fact that that could be added potentially to anything in the game. So what art design model commitment that they're able to put that mustache on every character model in the game, every minion in the game. Makes it seem like I'm an aggro Wall Knight deck somehow, that he's so worried that he would do that. But we get a Star Sword play. Everything here is a little bit awkward, but there's nothing I can do because I just have to play things as a static thing. I'll even do it to block what he's doing, even if it seems like it'll be better value otherwise. You play a Rude. Rude gets +1/+1. Or I guess I can't do that, but it's okay. I don't know what all he has in his hand, but it could be very problematic anyway. This is such an important game. Like, this is the most important game of my whole fucking PvZ life, just to give me this little cushion and save me fucking time. Like, I must win this game. I must win it. It's fine. It's fine. All that's good. So the Loco Coco could be a very impactful play in a moment here. You get a 5 cost card here, which I would have liked if this was team up, because otherwise I can't justify playing this. So I'll just do fuck it. Even though you're not getting any value from that, like, what am I supposed to do? That's not a very good curve play, right? Where you're just gonna play that's not the end of the world, and obviously or that doesn't count as a root, I guess, either. Wait, what did we get from that? That's probably one of the... Wait, why would you leave Star Lord around, though? The meme lord himself. I don't really care about his attacking capability. I care about his hey, how's it going? I care about his effect, so I'm surprised he did that. I thought the whole reason why he did the deadly was so that he could get rid of that. So the board is under control, but this moment is very frustrating because Should I just do this? Oh, it's a tough decision to make because I don't want to get rid of Star. In fact, I won't dare to do that. I can always do it later because... Or wait, I can't even do it because it would have to be a nut evolution, right? I guess I've never had that issue because I typically only have nuts anyway, but... Okay, I can just do this, although I can't really do it. Makes for a very awkward play. I don't know, like this is pointless because everything's gonna get killed. I don't really get it. Like, what is the point? I'd rather just do some dumb shit like this because... Seems like a waste, but I don't have like another play, really. Yeah, sure, we can do one. Alright, so he's got 5 cards left, so I'm probably still going to lose this game, unfortunately, but... Chargelord might actually carry me. For some reason, he can't seem to get rid of it. Or he had the chance, but now he's going to regret it. Wait, why are none of these counting as root plants? So that is one. I guess I don't have as many as I thought I did. Even the mines count as a root deck. Yeah, go ahead. Resign. Even though I'm not in a good spot at all, I don't think. Ah, fuck. I thought he might actually do it. But no, that was a very irritating turn with the deadly, and now he's just going to kill the walnut, so it's like... I'm not too happy about it. Maybe the strike through would be worth it here. I don't know. I can't get rid of that guy, man. Not, at least not. Oh, that's the kind of shit that you need, though. Wait, so does that mean that doesn't work then? That won't hurt the plant hero because... Oh, shit. It'll negate their effect because... It'll negate their effect because they're not hurting the plant hero anymore. In fact, they're not hurting anything. They'll obviously have removal, or maybe not. Come on, it's just meant to be. This was such a lucky card. Ah! Okay. Now he's gonna get way too much value from that, so I lose already. This fucking card, man. You know a card is good and overpowered when literally every fucking deck ever uses that. Okay, let me think. I should probably do the thing now, the Loco Coco. Or even this would kill that because it's root as well. This is not the value. Main one is gonna die because of deadly anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna lose anyway. It's like there's nothing I can do. Okay. If that soul patch guy stuck around a little bit, I maybe would have been okay, but could still get saved by the block meter, I guess. But yeah, I just can't get rid of Dr. Spacetime ever either. Starkiller did stick around the whole fucking game too. I don't know how. So now we can stall it out a little bit more by doing the ice block thing, I guess. I won't be able to deal with the shit anyway. Double star. Like, imagine somebody having the balls to do this, or somehow, how has he been around the whole game and I still am losing? Like, not like I don't have a pretty decent hand, but there's nothing that's gonna matter. If he was a little bit lower on health, I could maybe squeeze something out. Or yeah, just disconnect. Please disconnect. come on. This would have been the game for fucking rank 33. Yeah, do it. Fuck you. Maybe if like next turn I get a double strike through because they're going to get through everything. That double strike through would get them to lethal, but they'll get absorbed by the block meter, so it won't. I could try to slow pace him further. Like, I'm not guaranteed to die per se next turn. Although I probably will be because, oh, I'll get to put the water chestnut there. So, okay, they won't even let me have that much. Like, nothing. I can't do anything, man. Okay, man. Fucking... That was still a pretty good streak by Wall Knight, I guess, who normally doesn't get very good streaks at all. Come on, actually fucking disconnect, dude. I'm gonna lag switch you out. Just this one time. Or he's just such a tryhard and so slow. Like, he's trying to really calculate as if he doesn't just have a much better deck, possibly. Yeah, I'm still safe for now, but... I don't see the win condition at all. Even if I could clear his board, even if I could get to full health, I'm still going to lose because he just has infinite value in his hand, so... Yeah, that's really going to save me. I mean, obviously there's not fuck all I can do there. At least Starlord survived the whole game, or like we had one on there throughout the whole early game, middle game, and now we have one even as we die. So Starlord always stuck by me, so that was very unfortunate. That was a very important game. Now I'm gonna go all the way back down to fucking the same shit again. So who is next? We have the Smash. So we'd have the Smash or obviously Green Shadow. That was very upsetting because I just got to hit these checkpoints once in a while. Okay, or no. Oh, shit. No, fuck. Actually, I'll resign and we can play another one because I wasn't meant to play as the Yeti. Whoops. Just for whatever sake of variety that we have. I'm win trading, even though it wouldn't help you in that sense. But I love that. I faced 2 rank 50s on the ladder and both games bug out and I can't even play them. I'm not saying I would have won them, but... Okay, we gotta go the Smash. And of course I count these regardless for the ladder, so after I'm sure to lose this game, I will... then play as a Green Shadow. And hopefully you can win 2 in a row, which is not a lot to ask, but... I feel like I never end up using that card, the history zombie thing. Like some cards I just have in here for a long time, but then I never get around to actually having a chance to play them or whatever. Okay, so now you get to... I don't know which would be better as a counterplay. Probably this would be more likely to get value out of it. I don't know if I've beaten this guy even once, actually. So many games feel like they're super close, like where I could theoretically do it, but it's just got to be the best case scenario for me, probably the worst case scenario for him. Right, like his decks are definitely not typically gimmicks or whatever, they're actually just really good. mine isn't really a gimmick either. It's just not that top tier because it's just random stuff. But normally, like, I would make decks that are like just interesting, like, oh, I want to have 4 of every untrickable minion in the game, even as he plays that. Like, it would be my favorite mechanic, but I just don't have too many cards like that. I could do this. I don't know whether it's really worth it or not. He's gonna have way better shit later, so I don't care. This could be one thing that could potentially win you the game, in terms of if I can get infinite value from that. Right, if he doesn't get rid of it quickly. That's the same thing I got last time. So he makes a big point to try to get rid of it, but I do love this card. Yeah, so that thing isn't really worth anything. When you play a team-up plan, all team-up plans get +1. Okay. That's not a bad turn. Reasonably efficient. You could try to trade into there. You would have another good thing coming in as well. So certainly, in fact, that's a little bit busted at times, because I think about what I'll be able to do now. That is very convenient. I could either save itself, or I could get rid of that one. Probably that would be better, though. Even though I could have got rid of their team up synergy. I guess I can get rid of both, though. Look at that. This chick is the nut fucking destroyer, dude. Destroy a pair of nuts. Like, see, that's kind of a lucky thing, though. It's not like, oh, I have that in there to counter nuts, and I knew what he was playing. I was like, that's just dumb luck. Right, but it was very good value nonetheless. So you have this, and you have, or, you know... That's a pretty, you know, this is like my one chance to win moment. Like, if I just, now, clearly, he's still, this is one of those trigger moments. Like, I've had these moments against opponents today. Clearly, I should be able to win with this board, and what could he possibly do? And here we go, dude. Here it comes. I'm ready. This game is very ripe for turns like that, where something just, he's gonna somehow still flip it around. Or maybe he's actually doesn't have that much, but... It just seems like... Actually, this game is kind of better about stuff like that, though. When you're winning, you typically win more often. But still, there's some of those triggering moments where it's like, I probably deserve to win based on the way this game has gone. Right? Which is maybe out of 100 games, we'll only get this situation like once. Right? But look at that, dude. Now he's going to get something from there. Like, sometimes I just don't get how... Maybe it would have been better actually to do that, too. Sort of spread the love, but he's totally gonna win somehow, just like every other fucking matchup. Like, he at least generated a lot of cards in that last moment. Oh shit, that might be my first time actually beating him, and it was mainly because of that one nut busting play. The nut buster chick who destroyed 2 nuts effectively for the price of 1. Jesus Christ. Good game. But yeah, like, literally out of however many games we played, which is probably 10 plus, that might be the first one I've ever won. Okay, I'll give somebody else a chance then. Good game. So that was the smash. I guess I wasn't expecting to win that, so I thought I would play as Green Shadow. So clearly, if I can win that, I should be able to win 2 games on the ladder against random people, but somehow I can't. But no, that was sort of just dumb luck. That nut chick was so lucky, like... And that can be really good value. Like, that's just one of those meta counter things. Like, they have a really expensive nut that they're playing, and you just get rid of it for 2. It's like a giant rat type of thing, skulking Geist. Just like a direct counterplay type thing. I don't think that's really worth it, but I'm kind of paranoid somehow about that. And I especially hate wasting a turn not doing anything. So now, move a plant, that's okay. So just win 2 in a row here. I don't want to be here all day doing this. We really just need somebody to like disconnect one of these games. I'm just getting so frustrated by some of these matchups. Like, it's so close to being a good thing. But, or you know, this could be kind of a cute combo if you do that and then do this, because then whatever they play is probably going to be pretty useless. Or I guess it still won't work out too well, though. In fact, maybe now it doesn't even matter because that wouldn't affect it because it's going to kill everything anyway. Let's just do it here, I guess. So this bro can be my literal tank over here. Yeah, look at how much these people have to play to get there, which I can respect, but the combination of that and also having a much better deck than what I'm expecting. You are trying to deal with this, but I really can't. Like, I don't know how to do it. He's just going to get way too much value from it. Okay, I like to see that. I love armor as a general mechanic, and this card can be very impactful too. It's almost the kind of card that would be so good in an aggro deck because it just sort of gets rid of their ability to block what you're trying to do. Okay, that was a little bit annoying. The amount of damage he's doing is sort of inconsequential for now, but I should still worry about it. So you already know what he's going to do here, right? Where he's going to have to play stuff there, even with the team up consideration, or no, that doesn't have team up. Aha, fuck. Just so hard to get things to stick, man. Okay, I'm probably going to lose now, but I'm just going to keep doing this every single turn, and it's not going... I won't even bother. I'd rather do it like this. Right, at least give him more targets to try to use removal on. You would think. Yeah, sure, we can do it. Oh, what a fucking play that was. That's the kind of card I should have in this type of deck. But this would actually make it survive. Or, yeah, it still would survive. I need like a nurse to save me here. I don't know what I'm even doing right now, but if only their hand was a bit more burnt out, I could feel a little bit justified in doing this, but it's just not. That's not too big of a deal because it's not going to die. And that would sort of indicate that their hand maybe isn't that good, but I think that was such a clutch play with the heal. I'm always just hoping like they don't have anything for a while, like their hand just totally burns out or something. But the good thing is you can basically do this, and then that'll also kill the other chick. And you also know that whatever they're gonna summon is gonna go there, but actually it's not going to now. It can kind of fuck you over with team up though if they do have that. Okay, it still doesn't matter because you'll still trade into there at least, so I have a pretty good chance. If I get like a nurse or something here, I'd actually be in good shape. But right, otherwise I'm pretty much screwed, or I could get the heal from the block meter, but now I don't even have... I'm not even get... this is the kind of shit you don't want to top deck. God damn it, now I'm gonna go back to 2 stars. I could just do this all fucking day, every day, and I still won't be able to do it, like... So you won't get the block meter to save you here at all. Okay, so now I'll do green shadow, and maybe I'll do up to there. Green shadow, and who is the other one? Whatever, I give up. Let's just do one against him. I'm done. Yeah, if only that one had counted. The beating a rank 50 in even any capacity. I should give you a couple of stars somewhere. Or it never works when I challenge them somehow. Okay, last game. So either I play as Green Shadow or as Super Brains. Either way, I don't care. Okay. I'm obviously going to get wrecked this time, I bet. Or this is actually the weird freeze thing that I was doing with respect to... I kind of forgot about it. So there's this one cost freeze card that I would need to really have to make this work, and I haven't gotten it in either of the games that I played. Or any of the games. I guess I played more than one. Right, because this has some weird stuff in there, but it's not really meant to be that way. This is just bullseye. This is going to be more important because you get to basically stop the value from the guy, the closet guy. There's a little bit of a hodgepodge where it's not a true commitment to this deck, but we are trying to stay alive. We will have the Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, but when you go against really good decks, even that's not good enough. Like, they'll still somehow deal with it, or they'll still survive. Whereas, like, Bad Moon Rising can actually win you the game because it's, like, obviously meant to be. Like, it can be much more impactful, actually, than that. Not to trash talk a card as awesome as Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, but it doesn't have the same impact. I've lost a number of games like that where I still get it out. In fact, I lost a game where I got 2 of them out, like, back-to-back, which makes no fucking sense, but... actually, let me wait on doing that. Now, if you kill the 3-1, I get the second one of that. So see, these kind of turns I like, though, because of how slow it is, right? It gives me so much chance to take over the board, and... So please don't make it with the snake in the grass. Make it with the 3-1, and then I get another snake in... Fuck. I would have gotten another snake in the grass, and obviously saved it. Or I guess he would have still had an answer. That tells me all these zero-cost tricks. I almost had half a notion that I thought his turn was over, but silly me. Okay, that was always good. Yeah, bro actually thinks he has a synergistic deck, meaning me. Like, that I actually can fucking do something here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to save it for that later. Like, you know, where I'm trying to do this little ice synergy, which isn't actually that bad, but I would love to start off with this in my hand, would be the whole dream come true. Right, and get off to the right start. And I do have 4 of them in there. So that's a little bit cute, but they're gonna summon something big there probably anyway. This card is so fucking amazing value, but I'm not always going to get it. I only have 1 of them in there. Almost looks like he's rocking out on a pair of headphones the way he's shaking so much. You should be better acclimated. What the fuck? You should be better acclimated to the fucking weather. We will get pretty good value from the squash, and if I had another card in my hand with a freeze effect, it'd be very good because we get to get rid of one of these other things as well. So... Oh, see, look at this value, though. Look at this actual amazing value. It would have been nicer if I could have gotten rid of both. I'm going to be a little greedy to try to, oh, you know, I'll kill it with this. But clearly, they're going to have an answer for it anyway. So I shouldn't have done it like that, or I might have gotten just the 1 cost freeze effect anyway. So I still did get very good value from the squash. Or in fact, he's still going to kill me anyway because he'll get the strike through and I won't get the block meter probably. So I'm just trying to luck it out. Right, you may get it, you may not get it. Oh shit, look at the squash, dude. I dare to doubt his fucking excellence. Look at the squash, dude. I don't even care if I lose this game, but look at how much value you got from that. I'm surprised you didn't get rid of it sooner. Oh shit. I'm still gonna die, but God level squash synergy here. Holy fuck. Come on, this has got to be it. See, if I can't win games like that where you're getting that kind of synergy, but I guess if you let it stick around that long, even I underestimated how good it would be. Do they have a trick that can deal 3 damage or get rid of something or what? Make it 2-3. Now it becomes very difficult. In fact, that was a very inefficient play too because of the cost. How's your environment? So maybe this is a good sign for the ice deck, but I don't really know because oh shit, we actually have a vague chance unless they have something amphibious. It'd be very tight. Let's see what they can do. But they can't do really too many tricks. I guess they can't really do much at all, but you could always do like a 1-cost trick that would be like good game. Man, maybe I shouldn't have underestimated the whole ice thing. I just wish I had more of those stupid squashes. That almost makes me want to play a ladder game with the Green Shadow, but we'll save it for later. Good game. See you later.